right.
Here we are.
Hello, Speed Gaming. Welcome to the Super Metroid multi-category rando tournament, map rando tournament. My name's Eddie. Joining me is Emmett, and we have this great match between Derp and Oats.
Yeah, so this is now, is it losers semis or quarters? What are we at now?
Yeah, so
The stakes are high, regardless.
you
This
could
is
call
it
this,
for the gold bracket.
you could call this, I guess, the losers quarters. It's round 7.
Okay.
But the winner of this will go up against the winner of Zeb versus Nitro. And then once they face off together, they will be playing Aussie, who is sitting in the losers finals to see who comes up for the grand finals.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm kind of so right off the rip. I mean, we're starting here, but just so you guys know, they did ban both Metroid objectives, no Mother Brain 2, and no objectives. So those kind of more, whimsical, a little more higher variant routes are gone. So we're gonna see, basically only serious sweaty matches here. All right, starting getting missiles off the bat. No morph. Ooh, okay, kind of linear progression so far. Missiles and supers off the rip.
Missiles and supers. I don't think Derp has paused yet. Oats has, so that's why he's a little bit behind.
Oh, yep.
So I think Derp is probably gonna pause probably in a second now.
Yeah, this junction here.
Exactly.
Very quick pause. Looks like the map's way top left. Both doing the same thing here, checking bottom rights. Kind of just have to check all the rooms early.
Big for Oats.
Yep. Little surprised Oats went down there, to be honest.
Small little things like that, you kind of forget you don't have morph and you can't get through there. So Derp taking a little bit of a lead here. That's one of the reasons why sometimes it can be deceptive to say like, oh yeah, someone's got better movement as we get more supers. Because in the grand scheme of things, random movement is not really going to be the same thing.
Right.
Derp, processing a little bit quicker that he can't get through that room does put him ahead a little bit, but a little bit of divergence here. Derp is going to get a missile by going a little bit in the other direction, and is going to make his way back to where Oats is. But one
nice little dead end, grabbing ammo. It's not too bad. The extra super is nice, but Oats probably closer to the progression here.
Exactly. Yeah, I would not. When I already have a missile pack, I wouldn't do a grab jump or anything. But here we go.
Yep.
Oats is going to lose the time back right away. So the routing looking significantly stronger for Derp at this point. Although, yeah, I guess Derp did get a super pack as well, so that probably does make it a little bit worth it.
So yeah, they're both just hunting for morph here. There's sometimes an early game hustle. Scouring the map for morph. It can sometimes be difficult. Shout outs to Nevdi. I don't think Did Oats follow this route that Derp's going on right now?
I don't
think so. Oh, wow. Another dead end.
Dead end, yep.
And this always, so I will say mentally, this can start weighing on the runners slightly because you're looking for morph. You're hitting all these dead ends. They take a lot of time. And in your head, you're like, well, my opponent could have just found morph already. And they have this, 3-minute advantage off the bat.
Yep.
You can't let that stress you out too much because, of course, they both haven't found morph. But I will say it would weigh on me in a tournament match for sure. And it probably will weigh on them a little bit.
Now, there is something I would say. Now, it looks like Derp is heading to the left, and Oats is also heading to the left. I didn't quite see if the top right was a dead end. I assume it is because Oats didn't follow through with it. With all things being considered, and our next progression is going to be probably locked behind either missiles or supers, because that's the first thing we've found so far.
Oh, interesting.
I don't think I would do this if I were Oats.
Is this not logic though? With the ship there, probably not. But
no, the only one that's in logic. The only one that's in logic is. The only one that's in logic is
that bug one.
Actually, you know what? I think Oats had no choice. Wait, this is actually a little surprising. I think that should only be in logic with 15 supers. Maybe there's a super pack there.
Yeah, it does feel like they both did everything else, but I'm not too sure.
Maybe something changed, but I think you needed 15 supers to get that in logic with the farm on the other side.
Well,
But it
derp
looks
now
like,
in Brinstar, finding a new map. Still no morph for either player.
yes. Did derp end up doing the gate glitch as well?
Yes.
Okay.
He just went a different route after. Wow, derp's really just going. I mean, you just have to go. If you think that's the right solution, you think that's in logic, then you just got to keep going till you hit dead ends, because they still just have to find morph.
There's not much we can do here, really. So
yeah. Okay, little double back to the ship, I think, for more. I think derp might be realizing, oh, maybe it's elsewhere. I don't really know where else derp can go, but can't they grab jump off through the top of Everest? I don't think they checked, either players checked that.
So the grab jump through the top.
Oh, that's not in logic, right?
Not currently in logic.
Right. You need high jump for that.
They need to go through the hell run on the bottom left. So I
Oh.
don't agree with both of what these players did. Because that gate glitch shouldn't be in logic, and when you don't have morph, you do not want to mess.
Don't want to break logic, right?
Yeah, I know what derp is doing. What Oats did a little bit earlier, and he's gonna have to turn around because it looks like it was the gauntlet stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, the problem is like morph locks like the vast majority of this game, right? So if you go out of logic, you're not finding morph. Is essentially what that means. So we can therefore deduce when we see that green gate, like we need to probably be doing this hell run right here.
Right.
I think derp did this earlier and actually got locked out, if I remember.
Yeah,
correctly.
I thought derp got locked out, but maybe I'm misremembering.
I might be misremembering something too. So let's see what's at the bottom right here. No, did derp just didn't check this one?
No, I thought this was morph locked. Oh nope, derp just didn't check.
He just didn't check this one. Okay,
that's really,
so there we go.
Oh, I would have thought. Well, they're synced up now. Pretty cool. They probably both feel like they're behind. Both did some silly things doing the green gate glitch when they shouldn't have, and then a grapple. Okay. Oh, that's for Everest.
Yep,
so it's just top middle of Everest.
Yep.
They
so
could
the
have done that.
Everest.
Funny enough, but it, like Eddie said, it was out of logic.
Exactly, it was out of logic. So that's the thing. When I saw the bombs, I'm like, oh yeah, that's correct. I forgot they didn't have morph at this point, right?
Right.
So that's kind of unfortunate. I think that might have just been an overlook from derp, not checking the bottom right one.
Potentially, or just didn't want to die.
Check the others.
I don't know, but you have 15 tanks, you should be fine.
Yeah, he was pretty healthy at this point. So yeah, the top middle, at one point, maybe many months ago, it was in logic, but with the gravity jump. But the gravity jump is actually quite difficult for anyone that maybe has been keeping up with low ice. You know that there's some kind of tricky strats that we have to use to incorporate this. Look at this. All
is
these Metroid
pretty spicy. And derp, so this is why like you can get kind of baited with 9+1. Like you can start taking so much damage if you're in like Oats is really healthy, but derp is kind of low. Should be fine though. I mean, they're gonna go refill at the ship. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
you still have to be careful and keep your health in check.
Yep.
But as Eddie was saying, like, you can't just go willy-nilly breaking logic. You need, without supers, power bombs, and morph, breaking logic becomes, like, basically completely futile. Like, you just won't be able to do anything.
Yeah.
Once you have those resources, like, then you can start making some interesting decisions. But yeah, they're pretty synced up. I mean, they both basically last checked everything, and now they have screw, and this is the only option. So
yeah,
sort of linear now.
I definitely give the advantage to Oats here for a few reasons. First of all, he's literally just ahead right now.
Yeah.
But second of all, he also knows exactly where morph is. Although that's not going to be a problem because they're both going to run to Fen 2 and take care of it, and derp's going to see exactly where the bombs are as well.
Yeah.
Oats did find bombs, just kind of ran into them, but yeah, they're both going to be lined up. Oats is... He reset back to the... Okay, so he is going... What's going on?
They both reset, yeah. I think... I guess I'm not too sure. Could they not...
That is very weird to me. They don't have morph.
I think they have to go... Yeah, they have to go around. They have to go around.
They have screw. They have screw. They have screw and... Interesting. So, am I being made a fool of? How does that even look back in the first place?
I think I'm missing something. I'll just react to what's going on because I didn't really follow why they need to do this. Oh, because they don't have morph, right? They have to run and jump around. So this probably just isn't in logic, right? They just both want to do it and get the map, but they have to go find morph somewhere else. This doesn't help them with progression really. They just want to take care of Fantoon and get the map. But But they're gonna have to go all the way back around to get that map.
What's currently throwing me off is I'm pretty sure that the gate glitch is in logic with 14 supers. So that's what's kind of confusing me a little bit. I'm still not seeing how this is in logic, if that makes sense.
Could it be that the chip is close enough, or is that never part of logic?
No, the only instance where the farm is in logic is if the farm is
in the room.
Which is, there's only one room that does that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know, yeah. Yeah, so, I don't really know. Unless they could have found more supers with the items they've gone with grapple and screw, but
yeah, which I'm not really sure what room they could have gotten another pack of supers in for, so perhaps I'm missing something. But
Oats cleaning up Fantoon here, slightly ahead of Derp. You're gonna see them make their way around because they just want this map. That's why they're doing this right now, and it's just good to take care of bosses early anyways without Mother Brain being found.
I know what's going on here. I can respect and understand that they would do Fantoon even though it's a little bit out of the way. We found Gauntlet earlier. And so that's
yeah, that's the screw score. Yeah, exactly. Gauntlet. Yep.
Now here's the thing. I think that what they're doing is so they're currently out of logic. Believe it or not, it's very strange. They're out of logic, but what could actually happen is you go through Gauntlet and you find one pack of supers.
And get this. Oats getting bombs right now is actually pretty strong. I think Derp doesn't know about it, right? Yeah. So Derp's probably going to get map and then maybe bail and go to Gauntlet. But I think
it might
Oats
be okay.
will have the. It'll probably be fine, but
yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, nope. If they don't find power bombs for a while, might need. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I guess Derp might get this map and go back. We'll see.
Where this will be really strong. Honestly, if Derp chooses not to get that major, I think that's a pretty strong play. It'll kind of show you that Derp is Mr. Big Brain.
Right.
Because I think he should be confused right now, thinking that Derp should know that this is all out of logic. Right?
Right.
So he should know that Gauntlet item right over there, that's almost certainly, that's probably the morph.
Right.
That has to be morph, actually.
However,
unless there was an X somewhere, then it's not going to be. That's the only way it's not a morph.
You're right. He's heading right towards it.
Yeah.
I guess my only concern is if it's morph and then it's bombs and then like you need bombs for power bombs, but maybe that logic can't flow that way.
Yeah. See, it looks fine though, because what's going to happen is they're going to get the Gauntlet major, and then they're going to go over to the bottom right, grab that major as well as the X. And then there's nothing that's currently blocking them.
I see.
I think this is going to work out fine for Derp.
And now he's a little bit ahead, skipping that, I guess. Yeah. And Oats took a little bit of time there trying to figure out the map, trying to figure out what he needed to do. I think Oats also deduced it now. But yeah, like you said, Derp using that big old brain of his, skipping that major and going straight for morph, and now has a little bit of a lead here potentially, as long as bombs isn't important.
There's a few things that can be a little scary here. First of all, Derp is going to go for this bottom right major, but he has not saved. So he's going to have to recollect morph unless... here's what's going to happen, right? That's early supers. He's going to get the X at the top right. And if that's not power bombs, which it totally doesn't have to be, right? He's going to have to do the crumble jump out.
Yep.
Otherwise he's off. Yeah.
Very easy to mess that up. Yeah.
Yeah. So Oats has the backup if he misses the little trick because he's got bombs.
Right.
And bombs may very well be the logical progression to grab that ice. So let's see here. If this isn't a power bomb, let's see. He's going to have to, he's going to have to clutch up here. It's not. So he's going to clutch up.
It's a clutch or kick situation. Ooh, looks good. Nice, very nice. Yep. Honestly, that was pretty important. You lose a good bit of time here not getting that.
Yep.
Oats, again, has the security here, does not need to completely clutch up. Yep. Probably will still do the crumble block anyways. It does save time, I think, but yeah.
Yep, it does save time.
Very nice. So yeah, just a tiny little lead for Derp, and that was pretty scary because that would have been really brutal to mess up.
So this is an interesting spot because there's another major in the bottom left. I didn't quite see exactly if it was blocked off, but that's Meridia Tube. And no, they can...
No, they need power bombs, right?
They need power bombs, yeah. So they can get it, but then they can't get out because they can't get back out from the top.
Right.
So Derp is going to go to the top. He's almost certainly going to go pick up those bombs now.
Yep.
Oh, was there an X over here? If there's like an X or something over here, then that makes complete sense for Derp to head over to.
Yeah, they're going to be fiending for X's right now. Like, you really don't want to move on if power bombs is here and accessible.
Exactly.
What is this doing,
is this the way to the tube? He might be screwing up here.
Can you get out to the right?
Yep, that's a mistake. He cannot be doing this. Yep.
Okay, yeah, just a straight mistake. And you just have to leave, I think.
And Oats is going to make the same mistake.
You know what's funny?
I think he's going to turn around now. He might realize what's going on. Yeah, Oats is staring at the map. He's realizing, wait a second, I can't do this. He's going to turn around.
Right.
But he's taking a little bit longer, right? And derp is already moving.
Taking a lot longer.
But I think Oats sees the path. He says, oh, okay, let's get that major at the top. Let's get the X's on the top left and let's leave.
Almost synced up again. It's funny, they've actually done a lot of the same last locationing and same mistakes nearly. So, but in their heads they're like, wow, I've already made a few like last location and like minor mistakes. And when you're against like one of the top players, those mistakes add up. So I always like thinking about how they're feeling like mentally, like in the competitive state, because that can alter your decisions later or right now. Then you'll later you'd be like, man, I lost like 3 minutes or so. Like I might need to take this little shortcut or skip this major. It can influence your decisions later, which I think is the coolest aspect of like competitive gaming.
Exactly. I will say one thing that's important is like if you do have true confidence in yourself, unless you're just lost completely. Like you literally like, I don't know, you lost 3 boss kills because you died to Ridley or something, right?
Yeah.
It's very often best to just continue to play the best game that you can play.
Just stick to your plan.
Exactly. I had a race like that against Lynx where I didn't have 6 tanks from Motherbrain and I had died. Normally I'd probably always lose that, but in the end, you know, something went wrong for Lynx, right? So you never really know what went wrong for your opponent.
Yeah.
No matter what, in most cases. One thing I'll say is, so Simo said in chat earlier that the tube clip is in logic. I did not know or think that that was in logic in hard. But if clipping the Meridia tube is in logic, I was talking to you about this the other day, Emmett. What that means is it's one-way accessible without a way back out. Now, what Map Rando does, this was a change that happened maybe half a year ago, is if items are one-way reachable, logically, but you cannot get back out, if you see majors in that situation, those majors will be filler items, filler majors. So that means it'll be a beam or it'll be X-ray.
Right.
And the reason why is because back in the day, there were a lot of issues where you just jump down Everest because you see a few majors and it could be gravity. And that kind of sucked. That sucked. So now if it's like available by falling down, but you can't get back out, then that means it's going to be a filler item. So if the tube clip, once again, is in fact in logic, that means that major that we see in the Meridia tube is going to be a filler item. Now that being said, a filler item could be ice, which we already have, but it could be charge, which is extremely important. So, you know, you can't necessarily just ignore it.
By the way, still no power bombs. The X's over here were actually just more supers. So they're still hunting and still wanting those. Oh, wait, did derp? Well, oh, wait. Oh, derp. Did derp just realize he reset his Phantoon kill or something?
That's what I also read. If that's the case, that kind of sucks.
Derp just yes, yeah. You can tell. So this is actually nice because having the cams.
Oh no, yeah.
That's definitely an accidental Phantoon reset.
Oh no.
I remember when derp did that actually, and I didn't even realize that derp reset.
I didn't either. No, yeah.
That is actually pretty unfortunate. It's not like super out of the way. You do have morph, so you don't have to do that whole like crazy path, but it's definitely, you know, a problem. This is like, you're gonna lose some time here.
Yeah, it's just a time loss. Technically, it could be bad if you know, like right supers was something that they had to get that was important.
Yeah.
But like, you know, derp could continue on, but he probably should do it
here. Because like if derp has to kill Phantoon, then you just do the ship. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why.
That's pretty unfortunate though. That's actually just a super unfortunate time.
Yeah. Especially against someone like Oats, like you don't really want to.
Now that feels brutal.
Yeah. Oats is scary, right? Like,
yeah.
It's funny because like oftentimes if you beat Oats, it's because something happened. He did something to himself, kind of.
Right.
So
Which is he does that.
it does happen, right? It does happen a good amount because Oats, you know, derp has been playing Rando competitively for probably twice as long as Oats, honestly, right? Derp has been playing competitive Rando for a very, very long time, not necessarily map Rando. So he's got a lot of experience when it comes to this stuff and kind of understanding like you just have to play the best game you can sometimes, right?
Yep.
But that being said, like you don't want to be your way of beating Oats to be like, let's just hope he just falls apart, right? Like you don't, that's not what you want to rely on. That's not going to be a long-term strategy.
Good. Your plan versus Oats has to be that I'm just gonna play the map random better. I'm gonna pause less. I'm gonna make my decisions faster.
Exactly.
You're not necessarily trying to beat the bosses faster or move better because it's not gonna happen, right?
Exactly.
Like Oats is quite arguably, you know, the best in the world or top 3 in the world at that.
Yeah.
So and you will see derp did pause less and make decisions faster, but big oversight on this Fantoon. Resetting that Fantoon is brutal.
Yep. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's a time loss. And at this level, at this stage of the game, like we're seeing people that can lose by like seconds, right? So taking a 1 minute loss here, 2 minute loss here is pretty significant. Oh, it's getting hit by a dead end here. So trying to figure out exactly where to go here. They do have that ice. So it looks like they have to go to the bottom right of Red Tower.
Oats is looking a little frazzled though, because you know this, again, this can't feel too great because you just have to stick to your plan like Eddie said, but you know, in his head he might be like, well, derp has power bombs and is like clearing the whole map right now. And I'm like pulling a 50-minute power bomb situation here.
Oats is also farming to full. I'm a little bit surprised they both kind of like farmed pretty aggressively here. I feel like I don't typically do that unless I have like a really big reason to.
Sometimes I'll do that while thinking, like trying to think about the map and like what I should do, and I'll just like farm a little bit. I'm not saying that's what they'll do, but that is something that I do a little bit, and there's more for derp. Derp ending. Wow, this is, okay.
Oh, he is. Oh, I was not expecting this. I was not expecting this. Oats can do this, right?
Yeah.
I just didn't expect that he would do this. That's why he was farming up, by the way.
Yeah, that makes sense. That was
he's not gonna have any issues doing this either. But this is not. I don't think this is logic at all. So I do like what derp is doing, which is going straight to Red Tower. I wonder if Oats, for some reason, thinks he can't do Red Tower or something like that.
Yeah,
he's got 2 options. He's got ice and he's got bombs, but maybe he just wanted to see this item and he knew that he could do this relatively quickly. This isn't the slow. He could actually kill GT right now. I think he has enough to kill GT at the moment if he just drops all the supers.
By the way, derp making like pretty good headway now because derp getting the plasma and power bombs and has a there. So like now derp having a lot of freedom now. But Oats cleaning up GT. Yeah, I didn't really see what led Oats to this decision, but it's not even trivial to get this item.
I know,
for him, right?
He can't get out. He went through Caterpillar Room, the green gate. He couldn't get out.
Wow.
So he went down a one-way essentially and didn't realize.
And he flexing
on the screen.
Oh, he got so bailed out. Okay, well, all right. Not much to say about that. But yeah,
I think he knew that he could do it if he had to, but
there's a power bomb release like on the other side. He didn't even know it was an X. That's kind of the
he bombs the elevator.
Oh my God.
Derp meanwhile finding all the power bombs he needs. Derp doing croc here. I feel like he wouldn't do that unless he had a very good reason to.
Right, I was too distracted by like the insanity of what Oats was doing to kind of see what derp was cooking up.
I think derp did clear up.
Oats reacting. Well, yeah.
Now here's the thing. You know what I was saying? Like you gotta keep your calm and can't. Oats is thinking he's losing right now. Guaranteed he's thinking.
For sure.
I respect Oats, derp enough. Derp reset Fantoon.
Yeah.
Right. You never know what happened on the other side. You really never know. I had a game against Aussie in the previous tournament. We both went down Red Tower. We had no way back up because we saw the map and we were just like, oh, get the map, right? We both lost 10 minutes immediately We lost all our progression in the beginning of the game because we both soft locked in the same exact way, right? So you never know. It doesn't matter who it is. Something can always happen. So you just got to play the best you can. You don't want to get like completely off the rails, praying for the Hail Mary all the time. So.
Right, which Oats sort of did, but he did get, honestly, the health is a little bit of a bailout too, but looks like that, I mean, they're relatively even now again. It's kind of cool seeing how this has flip-flopped. I'm glad that Derp's Fantoon Punish didn't like completely take him. I mean, like you said, it was just a little time loss, and I guess Derp, I will say, is a little bit of a lead here, or at least a little bit more information.
Yep. All right, so
I can only assume he's heading towards map. I didn't see where the map is. These players are so darn good that, like, I mean, Derp pauses for like approximately 0.3 seconds. So I haven't really been able to even see like what kind of plan he's formulating here.
Yep.
Oh, there's the map there directly above. Oh, and there's Dragon. Honestly, it's a pretty free Dragon. It's nice to have grapple here. No charge, but with this much HP, grab and grapple, it's like no problem. Nice, free boss. And Oats is literally right behind him. So they're nearly synced.
I would say it's some considerations to make. They had to go through Three Musketeers to get through here, and that's not the easiest hell run to do, right? So you do want to be a little bit careful. You're gonna use some of your health here, right, on this Dragon fight to grapple. And if there's no farm on the left side, and there's not, like, let's say that ends in some catastrophic way, which it probably won't. This is probably the way to the map, right? Your health is gonna get kind of low, so you want to make sure that you're not. You know, we have a lot of health, but you got to be a little bit careful here because there are some hell runs you got to do to get back.
Potentially got to get back through all those hell runs. That's kind of why I was joking that health refill that Oats got was actually a little bit of a bailout because he got so messed up by GT. Imagine he gets the Three Musketeers and he didn't have that. He would have been in trouble. He would have going back and try to find some sort of farm. So those, you know, you got to keep your health in check, even on 9+1. More missiles here.
So right now, I would say we're kind of at the point in the logic chain where it's kind of hard to figure out exactly where to do. Yeah, so obviously we're a little bit worried about speed, right? But we just got our power bombs, and the last major we found was like plasma, which is just a filler, right? So at this point, we could probably do the vast majority of the game. So now we're a little bit less concerned about like maybe following a logic chain so much, and more so about just getting the maps as fast as we possibly can. That sucks. That's really bad.
Is actually really gnarly, but they do have reserves.
They have reserves, but they got to go through.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So
I think Oats 100% will go for this map.
He needs to think about this. I think he should at least pause. He's not pausing.
The thing is, I knew
Oats going for it too. Okay.
Yeah. They're at least thought about it, but I knew Oats would.
They might be screwed here.
Go for that.
Well, they could be screwed here. Let's see.
They could be. They
Oats,
could be.
Look to the left. Look to the left. They're screwed.
Oh, he's screwed.
It's over. Cooked. They're both gonna think they lost.
Yep.
So here's what's gonna happen. Okay. Either they're gonna reset right now and reset the Dragon kill, or they're gonna repeat farm those big hoppers 5 million times. Which one is it gonna be?
Yeah. Well, it looks like.
By the way, Oats has.
What are they doing?
Tech advantage. Oats has the ability to skip this baby. He can do it. If he pulls this off, that's gonna be
this.
No, very few people in the world can do this. If he pulls this off, that is.
This would be insane for Oats.
Oh my gosh, I think he's
looking really good actually for Oats.
I think he's got it. That's.
Wow,
I can't stress.
That is actually huge how much he gets from this.
Okay, I'm gonna say we're gonna have to thank Simo for this. I'm pretty sure Simo came up with that setup, and Oats learned it because we tried to speed run. Oats was speedrunning that one Map Rando weekly seed, right? But Derp is in big trouble.
This is really.
I don't think Derp even realizes how much trouble he's in. Oh, he does. He's gonna. I think he's gonna pause abuse. He's gonna try pause abuse and get out of this.
No way.
Oh, this is rough.
No way he gets through this, right? Is that possible? Oh, this would be the craziest escape of all time.
This is really tough.
No way, dude.
Oh my goodness. No,
there's no way.
That's too much. That's too much.
Because how do you get through the rest? Frame perfect pause.
He's not gonna
every
get
jump.
through. No, he's gonna have to reset here. Yeah. So
the problem is he should have just reset, because it's like you just can't. I mean, it's crazy how much of an advantage Oats gets there from that, and that is a deserved play for sure.
I can't believe it. That's actually to pull off to come. That's like an insane level trick, right?
Yeah.
That's like I can't do that. Like I could do it with with the setup and bombs and everything like that, right?
Right.
But I can't do that with that setup. So
yeah, I've never seen a skip like that.
I don't know how many people in the world are capable of doing that actually, and so that's just a huge advantage that he gets in this exact seed. But that's why I was talking about how you have to think like, I just came through 3 Musketeers to get this Dragon kill. So when you see that baby, you have to be like, wait a second, like I should at least pause to think about what the ramifications will be if I lose all my health here, right?
Yep.
And either way, I think Derp understood like I just have to get the map. It's a map. I can't not do it, right?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. So what's more important, like the Dragon kill or the map? Because the Dragon kill's not that hard to do.
Exactly.
So like if Derp had just done that and instantly reset, it wouldn't be that bad. But Derp going for the attempt just wastes that much more time, unfortunately. I will say Derp blinding these majors without the no, he has the map. He has the map. Oh, that's huge. Varia speed. Wait, Oats bailed on them because he has 30 supers.
He did. Yeah. So
I mean, it could play out. I mean, that's still a good play, I think. But I mean, how do you feel about that play? He has 30 supers. He has grab. He can kill Ridley. He's not far off killing Mother Brain. I mean, it's not that bad.
I didn't see exactly where the LM location was, right?
Yeah.
I think it's very possible that it made sense for Derp to do this and Oats to do the other because of the fact that Derp had to reset, right? Now, it's easy for me to say, hey, well, actually, that was actually speed and that was Vario. So
actually isn't that bad if Derp reset, it really wouldn't have been that bad. Dragon's next to Norfair. I'm kind of surprised more and more by Derp's decision to like go for it in like a completely futile like attempt. I mean, I like the idea of the attempt, and I think with more reserve tanks, Derp could have done it. But yeah, like the fact that Dragon is that close, you can kind of just go back, kill, and leave. So it's a little unfortunate. I mean, it's still a huge play of Oats. Oats doing that was still amazing and like a gigantic play.
Yeah, I like what Oats is doing. I like what Derps is doing, right? I think Derp probably would have went straight into LN, just like what Oats did, had he had the option. So he did want to like kind of try. It was a little futile. I don't think he has enough experience in doing that, so he didn't really know like how much health he needed to get away with it. Right. But you know what? If stuff is speed locked for Oats, this is going to be really big.
Yeah, could be pretty gnarly.
Okay, so we found Mother Brain. I don't think we found any other bosses yet, right?
With no high jump to Ridley, like I mean, is this a speed? What's up? Speed lock situation?
Yep. It
looks like what was below? Oh, the map is behind speed.
Yeah. Oh man. So
failing upwards slightly, I'll say. I mean, to be honest, we don't know. I know. I'm kidding. We don't know what Derp would have done if Derp had like gotten back safely. So we don't really know.
Yeah.
Derp might have still gotten those majors. So I'm teasing slightly. What I mean by that is sometimes you will fail and do another option, and then that other option ends up being the stronger one just by chance. So I'm not saying that is what's happening here. Derp might have very well just grabbed all the majors, but it is interesting how this has panned out.
Yep.
Now, you don't necessarily need the map, though. So Oats isn't completely doomed.
I think in this case he does, because Turian was literally like a loop that brought him back to the beginning. So nothing else is accessible in Turian other than the speed lock area.
That's actually really brutal then.
Yep. So Mother Brain and Ridley was in the bottom left here in Norfair. So here's the thing. There was a major over here. I think Oats is going for this Norfair major real quick. I think this could actually be a mistake. The reason I'm saying that is because there were two nearby. Ooh, this is not going to work, Oats.
This is too close.
So there were, if Oats went back, right, the two majors that he abandoned were, I think, a little bit closer than the single major here. So I think I would prefer him going back to the other major.
Right.
you can't necessarily think, oh, I abandoned it, so I can't go back for it because that's admitting defeat. Because I do think that the proper play may have been what Oats did, which was to abandon it. And if he assumes that, then he should maybe assume that derp would have probably considered the same thing. So you shouldn't feel too bad if you have to go back, but there is a double tracking nature. Exactly. But Oats decides to go for this one. This might have been a little bit closer anyway. I didn't get the exact measurements and the distance, right? But there are 2 majors not too far from where Oats is if you go back to where you were before. But yeah, I don't want to say derp failed upwards, because there's 2 people in the world, I'm pretty sure, that were capable of skipping that baby right there.
Right.
Simo and Oats, I think, are the literal only 2 people that might be able to do that. So
yeah.
and doing it successfully in a run, maybe only Oats. So
yeah, I mean, that's true for sure. Yep. I mean, I guess what I mean by in that sense is if derp had like bailed on getting that map, but I think getting the map was probably always the right play, and just resetting the Dragon kill. Yeah, was like probably what you do there.
Yeah, I don't know if I
in
would
which case you maybe
kill,
oh no,
because the Dragon kill, it's not, you still have to sit through like the cutscene intro and all that, and the dying scene, right? That takes kind of a long time. But if you do reset it, it would be kind of close. It wouldn't be like that much.
Without the map though, it would have been kind of brutal. I guess you would have just had to look for another zone, right, blindly. And then you still wouldn't have gone speed. I don't know. It was a tough situation.
Oh, they already got the map.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to have bailed on the map, like if you kept the Dragon kill, because then it would have been like a pretty messy situation, I think.
Oh no, then you don't even know where the speed and stuff is. So you gotta get the map, and then then you probably just reset unless you farm the big hopper.
Right.
The other option is like try to kill a hopper and crystal flash with 10 power bombs, but yeah.
I don't think it's so. I mean, Oats does have a little bit of info here. He does know about Torian. I don't know how this is going to line up and who will end up being ahead, but it's really cool seeing how much they have swapped, and this speed being necessary is actually exactly what derp needed. Like, that was it. Derp needed that.
I would say derp is definitely a little bit ahead. I don't think that map was that far in Turian. So I would definitely give the edge to derp right now. But we'll see. They're going to be pretty close. They will be pretty close.
It's going to be pretty close.
Yeah.
It just depends how quickly Oats can get back to Torian. And if derp is going to like check for more stuff unnecessarily. But
yeah, because Oats did check the spring ball, and derp is not doing that. So we're going to see here.
Okay, well, derp's already up. Nope. Oh yeah, derp's already in Torian. Let's just see how quickly Oats can get back there. Yeah, that's brutal. That little, and derp not even gonna check the right. No need to.
No point. Exactly.
Just gotta go straight down.
Yeah, this is a pretty solid advantage for derp. We'll see. I mean, there's a lot of things. There's a farm room right here. I don't know what the farm situation is going to look like after killing Ridley. They're going to have to go into Meridia to find that crate, which is good for Oats, honestly. Oh, there's also a wreck ship to the left. So
it's actually really unfortunate now, the more I think about it, that insanely sick, awesome play Oats did, and having it kind of coursed your options there, because it's like, well, I did that, now I skip those, of course, because I have 30 supers. Had Oats only had 15 supers, he probably would have grabbed those majors. So it's just like the way it worked out. It was kind of forced to do what he did, and it was not a mistake what Oats did.
Now, I will say one thing: if Oats has a quick way to pick up some farm, if I were him, I would actually clean out. I might consider cleaning out Ridley right now, unless there was a refill that was really close to Mother Brain between them.
Right, so you can refill your ammo after.
Exactly. So you could eventually, on your hunt to find Kraid, you'll be able to maybe scrounge up another set of supers. Yeah. So that would maybe save a lot of time potentially. But yeah, Oats is just going straight to Turing. That's fine too. It's just kind of a micro thing. You'd have to stare at the map a little bit longer to make sure that's a good play as well. Because the other thing is you might find charge along the way here too.
Yep.
Okay, but don't ever count out Oats. He's moving fast.
I mean, Oats is cooking. He's looking pretty serious right now too. He's like, all right, time to start moving.
Yep, he's swinging zones here. Oh, here we go. Blind Kraid. Oats is gonna blind Kraid as well. but that's not good for Oats because you want more to happen.
More time. You want more time, more movement to allow Oats to catch up.
Yep.
Derp does have a little bit of a super advantage. I think maybe Oats will get it as well. We'll see. But
that is pretty crazy though, that his insane tech actually sort of burned him.
It was kind of brutal. It's pretty unfortunate. I mean, honestly, like sometimes those little, I mean, I wouldn't call it a sequence break, but sometimes those cool moves end up they can punish pretty bad. They put you in a spot of a decision that is obvious, and it just ends up being worse.
That's definitely a spot where, like, I would say 9 times out of 10, that's going to be like a massive advantage for Oats. And this time is one of those, the 10% that it actually, because you save the Dragon kill, right? Like,
it's huge.
Yeah. But once again,
I mean, Oats isn't that far behind, but can he save this time? It just depends. The problem is Derp has 35 supers here too, so like Derp doesn't even need to farm. Derp head straight to Ridley. It's gonna be tough.
Well, the Aqueduct X, I think, is where he got it. So that's if Oats chooses to grab that is really quick. But we'll see. So is there a farm between? I don't think I'm
not really seeing much. It's hard to see. That, like, again, Derp pauses so fast. Very hard to see if there's a farm. Well, okay, Oats is not farming these pirates. I guess he probably has something in mind, or he's just trying to move so fast and just worry about it later. I'm not too sure.
Yep. We'll see if he chooses to get this Aqueduct X. I can understand
how he's moving. I almost think he doesn't.
But, no. He still needs a little bit of ammo, so it makes sense.
That's true. Yeah.
I think he's gonna end up getting the missile that Derp did. I want to say it was like charge maybe, but we'll see. Right,
well, they're both just on their way to Ridley. Ridley is the last boss before Mother Brain, and this kind of just comes down to, like, I mean, Oats is a little bit behind, and this is the farm he was probably thinking about. Kind of getting brutal luck right now. Actually, that was pretty nasty. That was like 3 farms with nothing.
Yeah, you can see he's cutting every corner right now. He's like 45,
really trying to move.
Yeah,
I mean, this is like also Oats showing respect to Derp. Like, he's just going. He's just doing everything he can to catch anything.
And rightfully so. Like he is in fact that far. Yeah, he's pulling out every stop here. Oh, he almost fell back down.
That little boost actually got him up there. That was crazy. But yeah, Derp's in really good shape right now. So
yeah. Now here's the thing. Like, everyone at the top at this point are all have all dipped their toes in speedrunning, right? And are all very experienced in this. Derp is no exception. Has plenty of experience with the vanilla speedrun as well. So that's the thing. Like, sometimes a lot of, in Rando, the interesting thing is, nice fight. There are a lot of players that have kind of been Rando mains. And you can see in certain areas, particularly maybe like boss fights or something like that, they might be lacking a little bit.
By the way.
Yep, looking for the farm.
Oh, he's even looking at other zones. Like, the farm doesn't look great.
Yeah, so maybe the best farm they found was back in Turin. In fact, it's got a little brutal fall here. Yep.
Without high jump, some of this is a little bit more tricky than it would seem. Kind of surprised Oats is saving here.
That is a little surprising.
I don't really see the purpose in it. Like, I guess he's worried that maybe he'll mess up the Ridley, maybe a little more security. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, he's got it. There's no, if there's anyone that you can be confident in, it's gonna be Oats.
I mean, currently it's a little bit dicey. Like, he has to hit, he has to hit 18 missiles with his 27 supers. Like,
the thing is,
many, but
I mean, even if he misses them, he'll use power bombs if he has to, right? So it's like he will finish the fight. There's no way he can't finish the fight unless he literally whiffs like 10 supers.
Yeah,
I think he could even whiff 10 supers, but yeah. So I don't know if I would take the save there, but either way, a lot of this might come down to who can kind of farm better after this as well.
Yeah,
because if Derp gets scammed for like a minute, like that could actually change things up. But
yeah,
Derp's moving quick. Derp's moving really quick here, and I think Derp is heading back into into Turian, where they came from for that farm. Oats being really careful with these supers.
Yeah, he's this is definitely more careful than I see Oats generally play. Oh,
he missed one. He's okay. He's okay.
Yeah, he's fine. It's currently still fine.
Yeah, there's no way, but I think at this point, Derp is actually having done that Ridley fight a little bit faster than Oats.
Yeah, he had more leeway with his supers. He had 5 extra, so he could be a little bit more aggressive. But I don't even think Derp really missed any anyways. He just cooked. Okay, now Oats is looking for the farm.
There is a farm. If you go through the powerbomb door in Big Pink and you come back to the right, you can get that farm. I think Derp missed that one. The one that Derp went to is not that bad either, though. So it's actually probably about the same distance.
All right, what is Oats's plan here? I mean, you need all 35 supers here, right? Like even with the skip. So
this is fine. The 30-35 is more than enough. You just can't throw supers into the wall or anything like that. That would be
but he does need to farm to full is what I mean. Like you can't really
I think as long because we have a Zeb skip, right? As long as I don't think you even have to farm to full because the supers are so much DPS. You just have to make sure you use like all the missiles just to.
What do you need on the glasses? Like 15.3 or something, or how's it work?
15.3 is enough for the glass, I believe, or maybe it might be 18.3. So it would be like 14.4, I want to say. Right. Because you need the little. You don't have enough damage if you do 15.3, I believe. That's the only reason.
And you need a certain amount of projectiles in general.
Yeah,
right?
It's 18 projectiles. So as long as you use all the projectiles that you need to on like the glass and you don't waste that damage. The supers you just need for like Mother Brain 2, right? And look, Oats is going for the farm that we were talking about a little bit ago. This might be slightly better, but it also, I think like it's pretty close to even.
Oh, there's a farm on the left here?
Yeah, so he has to actually loop around to the exit of Big Pink, and then there is the farm with the green gate.
Yep.
So that's where he's gonna go. This is the one that if I looked at the map, I probably would have taken, but the one by Turian I think is equally as fast. So this looks about the same. Well, here we go. This is kind of close. Derp is honestly. Here's the thing. It's kind of Derp's game to lose, right? And Derp has been moving good enough. Like his movement has been solid, and so it needed to be sketchy for Oats to catch up. And Oats is kind of doing everything he can to catch up, right? But this probably isn't enough unless Derp misses 3 soup. He'd have to miss 4 supers.
4 supers.
I don't think I see that happening. So
yeah, I don't.
We'll see. Yeah.
It's brutal. It was honestly a really cool race, though. I think they both actually had like a pretty decent amount of quote unquote flubs. And it was cool seeing them kind of like seesaw go back and forth. Probably both feeling pretty like Derp's probably looking at the race time right now, you know, both feeling not confident. There's no way either player's feeling confident here.
No. And you know what's going to happen in the end. Oats is going to say Derp did everything I did or something like that, but Derp didn't kill GT like I did.
Right.
Something and like the funny thing is that actually got washed out by Derp's reset on Fantoon. Right. So it's like there were actually multiple mistakes.
There was a lot of instances like that. And I wonder if Oats will realize that like there was that kind of just unfortunate luck a little bit of him doing that insane baby skip into like hard punish because you're forced to skip the majors. So
he's gonna that's probably the first thing on his mind. That's gonna be the freshest thing on his mind when he sees the speed lock and goes back because he knows.
Oh wait, you can spark from that far back? I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can spark. You can bonk the left thing and then you can spark and then make it through.
Okay, I thought you'd be up against the wall.
I still usually just go up against the wall, but
yeah.
All right, so Derp on the escape.
Oats cannot miss a super. Not like it really matters. I mean, unless Derp really struggles here for some very bizarre reason.
Yep.
Yeah, Derp kind of just on this home stretch here. Oats, we'll see the news shortly.
He's got a damage down. I don't think he's doing it.
Oh yeah, he didn't damage down. Oh,
he panicked. Oh, he mouthed something that don't think we want repeated. Imagine if he lost by 5 seconds.
Yeah, that would actually be like really sad.
upset. Yeah, he'd be really upset. Here's the thing. Oats is gonna think back to the 2 things that he did, which was going through the Green Gate one way, essentially, with the GT return, right? And he knows, like, I shouldn't have done that, right? I shouldn't have done that.
Probably think about all the little stuff early too, though, even though it didn't really matter, like last locationing, you know, morph, and like they did a couple weird little things at the start that they actually both did, and lost time on that. So yeah, hopefully
I would
didn't
say
get too rattled from that.
I would say overall, I think they both played great. Like, this is.
Oh yeah, I think it was a tough seed. I think it was also like kind of hard. Like the seed, there's a lot of tough decisions. I mean, even when you kill Dragon and see that map, like the decision of, do I reset it? Do I try to escape? What do I do if I do reset it? Like those are tough decisions.
Yes. Oats is cooking, but
Oats is actually cooking. But yeah, it's, he sees the news now. Derp finishing. Derp finishing and taking game 1. And like I said, I really hope Oats focuses up and isn't too concerned, because he probably feels like he played miserable, but it really was close. There's a lot of back and forth. They both did a lot of, like, you know, little flubs that sent them back. But yeah, he should realize he wasn't that far. So he must realize that, like, it was actually, even with that, he played well, you know?
Yeah, there's a few ways to look at it. There's look back at all the things you did. If I did this, I could have won. I could have won by so much if I did this, right? Which, you know, you could dwell on that for a little bit. The other way to look at it, you know, if you're really trying to win, is like, think of all the things that I did and I was this close. Right?
Exactly.
And you know what?
That's how you have to be thinking.
I'm gonna take this game 2 for that exact reason, right? So that's how you think it. That's how you want to close out the game.
Yep. Exactly.
All right, but Oats is gonna finish up. Really not that far behind, given everything.
He really wasn't that far behind.
Yeah, I would say once again, you know, both bad things happen to both players, right? I would say Oats getting punished for pulling off that trick was the majority of the time that would have outright won him the game. That's for sure. And it just brutal. really destroyed him this time. So yeah, GG.
GG's.
And Derp takes game 1. All right, friends, welcome back to game 2 of Oats versus Derp. Derp currently up 1-0 on a nail-biting game 1. Looks like Oats powering up with some food right now. He's gonna get the calories. His brain's gonna be fired up for this one.
Yeah, he's thinking about those macros and protein.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a pretty exciting match, game 1. There's a lot of back and forth. They both, you know, did some crazy things, and Derp ended up, you know, having to reset a couple kills. Oats made an amazing play on Baby Skip, which ended up punishing him. It was just all over the place. Even with all that, Oats only finishing like a little over a minute behind. So, you know, hopefully not feeling too rattled, and can lock in and give us a game 3 here. Not that biased, but I always want to see a game 3 before, you know, among top players. So.
Oh yeah, no, Oats better win this one. I want to see game 3 for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Double suit. So we're gonna see double suit. I know a lot of people they're taking the wow. Neither player getting hit by the crab. That's actually impressive.
Slamming that right button so they don't
I thought for sure they were getting hit.
Yep.
That would have been a cool 60 damage off the rip.
They have double suits, so it would have been.
It would have been 30, double suit. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Everything's baby mode. I forgot.
Yeah. Imagine you somehow start there with no no suits. You just die.
Oh yeah, just instant death.
So
a little divergence off the rip. I saw a pause.
I would do what Derp is doing. I think there's a good chance that this is going to be the Turian escape room. Oh no. Okay, I thought it was, but yeah, I think that map is close enough where you have a high chance of being able to get it.
Yeah, this is a tough jump, by the way, guys. If you're wondering what's going on, Oats kind of getting destroyed in this room.
Yeah, this is.
Whoa! Barely making it out. Derp getting this jump is. Derp getting this jump is really nice. It's like near, not frame perfect, but pretty darn close. You have to do like a last frame jump as the pause transition's going out, and getting the map early is really nice, I think.
Yep.
I think both players is fine doing what they did, but I think this is a really good call by Derp. I just love early maps.
Yeah.
Oats kind of, oh, the tank's actually nice for Oats here.
Yep.
Going down to like 2 HP.
Yep.
They're pausing for a bit, kind of labbing it out, planning it out. Trying to see what the best route here is.
Yep. So Derp is going to go exactly where Oats is going, because that's where the major was, and Oats ran straight into the morph. So that worked out really nice.
Yeah, getting that morph is really nice. So if I'm Oats, I'm thinking about map here though. Before I do more blind checks,
I personally
really want to not run around.
I like what Derp did. I think in general, when I start the game off, I have no ammo, no nothing. Even if the map is kind of close, I do tend to be hesitant about going for the map because all it takes is one red door to stop you.
I agree.
But I think that was close enough. It was like, it could have been one door transition away, right? It was close enough where I think I would have done what Derp did and just went for the map.
I would like to have missiles before kind of like searching for it. I agree. Like with morph and missiles being close, then I can feel like it. We'll see what Oats does here. He might check the little crab hole to the left and then maybe check map. We'll see.
No, he's going for the map. He's doing his patented low ice strat. Yep, I think he's gonna win this.
Oh yeah, that's tough. This one looks tough too to me.
So this is a strat that he lapped out for low ice, and I tried it and I didn't like it. So I came up with that. And
I think that's why I don't like it.
He missed it.
Wait, is he on the slope? I don't even think this will work. Nope, he got it.
Yeah, there's two. It's a 2-frame window with a cross jump.
Okay, yeah, I see.
I'm pretty sure he got the first frame. So, all right.
Derp collecting here. I mean, so you're seeing kind of the strength of early map. Like Derp's just able to create a route really quickly. He already got morph and power bombs.
Yeah.
I mean, Oats. It's not like Oats is really that far behind.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But like you'll see the power. Now Oats has to now develop his own kind of strat here. In routes. You can't really do that, right? Because the power bomb's gonna get rid of the block. You can.
Well, he can if he tanks everything on the way out, because he can.
Yeah, like he can leave. Yeah. He can't jump back out though, right?
Yeah, no, he can't. Because it would, like as you said, as you're about to say, it would break out the bottom row blocks, and you don't have the jump height to get out.
Yeah.
That being said, I would have considered it.
I would have considered it too, because supers right there would actually be really nice. And not that it is supers, but and you can get out double suit. I think sometimes too, these players are so good they're probably not thinking about this, but you know, generally you start off in map randos really weak and it's like everything's scary, heated rooms, everything does 1 billion damage. But with double suit, you can actually like barrel through a lot of things. And yeah.
I'm wondering if Derp getting scammed a little bit here. He's gonna have to wait for the home to come back.
This is honestly my kryptonite. Every time I do this, Andy's in chat, I need to teach you how to jump over these. And I'm like, I can do it. I'm just not good at it. Just straight up skill issue. All right, so missiles here for Oats.
Yep, I like Oats' approach. I think Oats is kind of fallen. Interestingly enough, I think Derp is pretty strong with logic, right? But Derp sort of misread the map and made a few mistakes. Oh, and now Derp is going to go all in for these exits.
So it's the only reason this is a little well, he gets a super, so it's nice. But I was gonna say it's a little bit rough because what's Derp trying to cook up here?
Okay, he can't get out. Okay, he should know that. I think he just wanted to double. This is like a little sanity check.
But you
can get out of here. Yeah, it'll just tank the hits, make it out. It's possible it's even in logic. So yeah, with the loop.
That's a nice grab. I mean, let's see. I think Oats maybe is thinking about it as well. Nope, he's going back up. Oh, he wants that X. Okay, I like this. This is more following logic. No, it's not actually, right? This is not logic actually.
No, it is not logic because of this. Oats is crazy because, you know, he's been maining low ice, and yet this is something he's having some trouble with.
Right. Nice. Okay, there we go.
Okay, meanwhile, Derp is doing some cleanup.
Yep, you just got wave now. Got an extra power bomb pack as well. Without bombs, power bombs are very, very valuable.
Yep. The wave is going to put the Green Hill Zone in logic, so I'm sure Derp is making his way back there right now. Power bombs for Oats. So I actually think there's a really good chance that the Mickey Mouse item is in logic, because I hope Oats can see that, right? Because when I got my if I got my first pack, I would have immediately considered what Derp was doing if I saw the loop. But I don't know if Oats sees that. With 10 power bombs, I'm inclined to believe it's definitely in logic, because you could just power bomb everything on the way out.
Actually looking a little bit scary for Oats now, I think. With getting wave and space jump, some more movement, and just collecting more items.
Yeah.
I feel like this is looking good for Derp, and I'm getting a little worried for Oats.
Yeah, so in Meridia, there was a consideration if you pause to maybe not go out down the bottom of the elevator, because I think the map was at the top of, was pretty close to the top of Main Street.
What do you think about, sorry to cut you off, but what do you think about Derp investing time for this missile right now?
That looks a little strange. Okay. I don't know if I would have gotten that. He might have thought that that looped to the ship, potentially. Maybe that's what he thought.
Oh, big bank by Oats, by the way. So this is potentially a little bit of a situation. Ooh, nice clip as well.
Yeah, nice clip. Okay, but Oats is gonna have to find some supers, or else he might.
Yeah, I mean, he needs supers, or else this is scary. Nice map though. Kind of an easy map. Oh no, more power bombs.
Yeah, he will get this map though, and he will be able to kill Fantoon if he has to. So yeah, 10 missiles. It'll be not like super fast fight, but it'll be fine.
But look at this space jump by Derp. Like, he's gonna be cooking now. Wow, Ridley and Kraid here in a major.
So that's Ridley locked. That is straight up Ridley locked. That X over there.
You can get that major though, and then bail.
You can.
And there is another X over there he can get as well. So there's 3 X's he can get, right?
He actually can't get that X. If you see how it loops, that is the most insane loop of all time.
Towards the bottom left with the criteria. There's 2 X's.
Oh, was there by a door?
Yeah. There's 2 X's bottom left he could grab, but nothing near Ridley. I hope he's not like tunnel visioning on the one by Ridley.
Got it. I see. Okay.
So when he leaves, he can actually pick up 2 more X's, and I think there's a pretty high chance of them being, something being supers, right?
One of the X's was actually blocked by bowling, but I didn't. There might have been there was. Okay, no, there were 2 X's. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. So he should have a good chance of being able to grab these supers. That being said, so what did Derp get? Got wave, got
a wave in space.
Where are the other connections? Were they over here in Meridia, or were they in Criteria? That's kind of the question here.
There's no connections here in Meridia.
Okay, so there is a connection. That means somewhere here in
Criteria. It's gonna be interesting
how this plays out. I don't know exactly where Derp is going right now. I've been kind of looking at Oats.
Yeah.
But we'll see over here. Derp probably will make his way back over to Meridia if possible, but that kind of depends on where the connections are. So Oats is on his way back down. Probably collect those.
Probably better for Oats if Derp goes Meridia here now, I think.
Okay, so Norfair. Okay, 3 connections. One.
Oats is not. Okay, he is getting this. I was like, geez, don't leave without checking his axis.
So this one's dangerous. I don't think.
Yeah, this is the Metroid room.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Ooh.
They do have double suit though, so they don't.
Very nice. I mean, that was pretty flawless. Power bombs hold. Okay, nice.
Okay, there we go. All right, so that's supers for Oats.
Nice. Well, now you can get out of here and actually get some stuff done. I wonder if Oats actually just bails on the majors and goes to Norfair. I think that's hard without bombs or space or speed. There are rooms you can kind of just get trapped in. Okay, I'm a little surprised he's not just going back. I guess he wants to this other X. I think that's fine.
It's pretty close, yeah. And we did see Ridley over here.
So and because he has 15 power bombs, he's like, well, we can start trying to get supers. Yeah.
I kind of like it, right? Because you have to come back here to kill Ridley. And so the last thing you want to do is you have like 20 supers, 30 missiles. and you don't have any other checks, and then you're like, oh my god, there was like an X by Ridley. Like, do I just gamble and go all the way back and pray that was an X? And then it comes back here, you get a power bomb, and you're just completely done.
Yeah. And 15 power bombs early incentivizes. Oh, there's an X super there as well. Yeah. The space jump makes things so much quicker for Derp and Meridia, though. Like, Derp's going to clear this out a lot quicker. A little bit of a dead end here, but...
Yeah, they will have to come back eventually.
Yeah.
Well, Derp, actually, he's got 25 power bombs. Derp may actually kill Ridley.
25.
Derp may kill Ridley because he's gonna. I think he's gonna pick up.
Does that translate to? Is it?
So each power bomb can be 400 damage. So think of it as 2/3 of a super if you double hit, right? Derp's gonna have the damage because, well, Derp could have the damage because there were 2 supers that he hasn't picked up yet, right?
Yeah, you're right. So that
Derp could do this.
Yeah, I think. There's actually 3 here. The Everest super and then the 2 that Oats got.
That's true because that one was locked behind Ridley essentially, but you can sneak behind Ridley and then fight him afterwards. So this is going to be interesting. So Oats, I wonder if Oats is going to realize like, hey, maybe I actually could have taken the super and gotten out, and then he might feel a little bit bad about that.
Right.
Because that's how I would have probably approached it as well. This is going to be interesting.
So doing some calculations here. There's like 15 missiles. There's a lot of missile grabs too.
If I'm Derp, I find the if I can find the supers, I would kill Ridley here for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you have to kill Ridley if these are all supers, and they all are.
I just realized. Look at Derp's. Look at Derp's power bomb count. Huh?
Yeah, 30 now. Yep.
What happened?
Yep.
Yeah, so that makes you way more incentivized to check these X's and like assume they're supers, I think.
Yep. This is gonna be interesting because Oats is gonna clear this stuff out, and I think Oats is probably also gonna come back and maybe do the same thing. It's sort of
there's a lot of X's there. He's probably thinking about it.
Maybe not. Is he going to? This is kind of a pivotal decision. Do you go and get the X's, or do you just go and play for majors?
Continue on and do majors. Yeah, this is like where you make the decision, right? Because if you go for the X's here, you actually just like need to go back and kill Ridley.
Yes, exactly.
So that's kind of the thing, and that's Derp will also make a similar decision here, right? Because if Derp goes and gets these X's, then you're just locking into killing Ridley.
Exactly.
So we'll see. Oats definitely a little bit behind because Derp already did all this cleanup, and let's see what Derp does here. Oh, okay, so Derp is gonna check this, and I think once he gets this super, then suddenly like it's time to check the rest.
Let's see his face. Let's see his face. He might be stressed out here.
Yeah, because then he's
stone
like
cold.
Stone cold Derp. Maybe he just realizes what he needs to do now. Oats is gonna get these in also. Once he sees this, I think this is a power bomb though, right? No, it's a super. Okay. Oats is probably thinking about it now too.
Yep. So is Derp gonna go up here? Yes, he is. Okay.
There's no way he doesn't go up here now.
If Derp hasn't, I don't know if Derp got to see the Main Street item, which was a super pack. You said, I think. I
did see it on Derp's screen. Whether or not Derp saw it, I don't know.
Okay, got it. Okay, but this is a super pack. We know this.
Yes.
And he's gonna have to think about clearing the bosses out now.
They can both kill him now. It's just like whether or not Oats just immediately turns around and does it. Oats is gonna check this major though, and I forget what it was. Wave.
This one was wave.
Yeah, power bomb and wave.
You can see Oats' face.
Yeah,
30 power bombs.
So I mean, they've actually gotten like the exact same resources almost.
They have.
He's still going left here. I'm really confused by this save, but that's fine. This is kind of actually a time loss save because he has to re-power bomb these two.
Yeah.
It's kind of a interesting one, but it's fine.
Okay.
I mean, I understand.
Derp's over here. He's picking up some ammo. He's gonna go kill this Kraid.
Ooh, that movement by Oats just now is nuts. Yeah, it makes sense that Derp's just picking up anything to make this easier.
Yep. So basically, it's either you kill both of these right now, or you just kill them later, right? You go back, you go into another zone, get ready to find charge and stuff, come back a little bit later, which is, I think, completely reasonable. right? Skip all the X's and then come
Yeah,
back here later.
if you're coming back later, you kind of just have to skip the X's.
Exactly. So you could approach it that way, or you can collect the X's. I like how they both played it. I think I would also collect the X's and say, you know what, I'm just gonna clear it out and finish it off right now. But I would.
Oh, you cut out, Eddie.
Sorry, cut off for a second there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're back.
Oats went into wreck ship. Interesting.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. I'm a little confused why he then went out of his way to grab all that stuff to then go wreck ship, but
I guess it was right there, so maybe that was the idea. I actually cut out for like a second, so I didn't exactly see what happened, but yeah.
I guess if it's right here, but you kind of need this to be like a dead end with like Fantoon or something.
Yeah, right. You don't want to see like
he sees like Mother Brain
like that. Yeah, but honestly, like if you find like I pick up a super here, you find Fantoon.
Yeah.
Which this is
looking
Fantoon. Like it might be Fantoon.
This is potentially this would be relatively strong if it is Fantoon, and it's not.
Well, let's see what the map shows.
Well, you maybe get to grab this deck.
Okay, I think this might be the worst thing it could be.
Yes.
It's a connection into Bryn. That's probably the worst thing it could be, right?
Oh, there's a connection in the Bryn here?
Yeah, you can go down.
Oh, you're just like totally locked in.
That might be the worst thing. But you did find another super pack, so that wasn't really that long.
Yeah, it wasn't
I think now
bad.
you turn back. I think you turn back now. If I'm
not too sure what he's gonna do.
I think he should turn back. Does he go into Bryn?
He's going into Bryn.
I don't like this play. You're going further and further away, and you know Mother Brain is in this direction. So I don't like this play. I think he needs to go back and clear out the bosses.
There's still a different connection in C, right? That they haven't seen Norfair or something.
There is, but every room he's going down away from the two bosses is double the backtrack essentially, right? Because he's going towards Mother Brain and he's going away from Ridley and Kraid. This could be a pretty serious decision.
Yeah. I mean, now if he just sees like Mother Brain, it's like really rough, right?
I think even if he doesn't see Mother Brain, it's rough because this is the direction of Mother Brain. So it's effectively going towards Mother Brain is how I see it. So
wait, are you saying it's not possible for this to dead end? Because if this dead ends with Fantoon,
if it dead ends with Fantoon, that would be optimal, but I think that the likelihood of that is kind of low.
Right. I mean, that's just like that is what he needs to. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't need it. He does not even need the power bomb.
No, he doesn't need to lay any of these.
I mean, that's fine. But the thing is, you could just do this later if you miss. So I actually think you just open with missiles and supers.
Yeah, it's easier right now for sure.
It is way easier
when
this is kind of a crazy amount of This is kind of a crazy amount of
you don't have to lay 10 power bombs. It's perhaps a bit excessive.
I'm just really worried about Oats. I'm really curious what led him to this decision to like just not. I thought he was gonna turn back. I didn't even think he was gonna go in the wreck ship. I think he was straight to Ridley.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to. I think he felt like he needed to peek it, which I can kind of understand. But the problem is,
then you get baited into this adventure.
Yeah, it's just the map has to be like literally next door, and even then, it's not really worth it because you're just gonna come back here.
He's so deep now, like in this section, like he needs this to be Fantoon. He's actually it might. I mean, there's a good chance of being Fantoon.
This is not Fantoon.
No, it is. It's a left door. It's a left door in bubble now. So, I mean. If this is just Fantoon, this is fine, right?
If it's Fantoon and a dead end, that's ideal. But I don't think that's. I think this is all looping. I think this is all looping. So,
well, I'm just trying to cope for him a little bit because I don't know what else, Well,
we'll see. If this is Fantoon and a dead end, then he's actually in an incredibly good spot now because he's just going to do a Ridley fight way better in a way better spot than Derp did.
Yeah,
so
that's true. It's funny because Derp could have definitely done that Ridley fight a lot quicker, but that was fine. I mean, it's okay being safe. And now he has resources for doors and stuff. Like, I can sort of understand the idea. Okay, Derp's doing some mapping. Derp's probably going to go Norfair next, actually.
Yeah,
so
exactly. I think so, too.
So, if really... I mean, we're kind of just... We got to see this map.
Yeah. like Oats is not going to be like crazy far behind, right? But I think him doing this is a time loss.
Right.
So it just kind of, it still comes down to like movement and other stuff, right? But we're going to have to see. So let's see what this map looks like for Oats. I think he's calling out Mother Brain's going to be directly above him. Yeah.
He's calling it out. Oh no, but there is Mother Brain.
See, it loops like that back into Norfair. So
it's so rough.
I just don't think this is good. This was almost certainly going to happen.
Yep.
Which it's not the worst. I think this might be okay.
Really? What does he do here? I mean, doesn't he have to just go kill Dragon and Norfair now?
He does. But yeah,
and I guess Norfair loops to C. So I think he has to go Norfair, kill Dragon, and then loop in the C and then leave.
Yeah, he can do that. So it's like we said, it's exactly how it kind of panned out. This is just kind of being a time loss.
Yeah.
And is he gonna check the left major? Okay, so he's just gonna pick up all these majors. I don't know. The thing is, like, I think Oats was a little bit closer to this map by taking this location.
Yeah.
And so this was the better entrance to technically take if you had to come here, but you'd ideally be coming here last, right? Which is what's going to happen with derp.
Right.
And I think like this could have been prevented, right? Like, but I think it's, yeah. See, the thing is, if you do it how derp did it, which is I think the standard way to play it, is you kill the bosses and you come down here. You are going to go to Norfair first, and then you're gonna find the Dragon.
I think Oats is not heading to Norfair.
Yeah, he's back. I think that's okay, because what's going to happen is he's going to go back, kill the bosses, and then loop. Yeah, loop from the other direction.
Yep.
And that's fine, because from the other direction, you're actually closer to the Mother Brain than you are from the right, I think. Or might be pretty even both ways. All right. So
yeah, I'm not sure.
Now, the other question,
if you were to head into Norfair and just spike the Dre and then immediately backtrack the other way, it could be quicker, but that's just like a luck thing.
Yeah. So we're just gonna have to see how the map sort of pans out at this point. Like, where is Dre exactly going to be? But
I mean, right now, I'm just curious, how can Oats is literally just following Derp's route now and has no real, I don't know. We'll see.
So Derp has the map, right? So what was, look at all those beams, but
a lot of beams, no charge.
No charge, yeah.
Charge would actually be really good for Derp right now, and it's probably in Norfair, right?
Yes. So where was Dre? Because Derp has the map.
Actually, it's pretty out of the way.
Do we know where Dre is at this point?
Oh, is it not in Norfair? Maybe we misread then. I thought it was Norfair though. Dragon. If Dragon's not Norfair, then
probably in a different zone, because I didn't quite see it unless they didn't scroll all the way. So there's probably another zone connecting somewhere that we didn't get to see yet. All right. So Oats is making his way back up, and this is getting kind of interesting. So Derp is heading left. Is that up to the right? So
wait, didn't Oats do Torian and there was nothing early on?
Was that not wreck ship that led into Bryn?
I guess I'm confused now.
I think that was wreck ship that led into Bryn, I believe. So if Turian is the one that's remaining, I didn't quite get to see where the Turian entrance was. That would be where Dragon is.
All right, well, Oats finally cleaning up Braid and Ridley here. Derp is kind of collecting a little bit more. I think Derp really would like to have charge here so he doesn't have to refarm, but the refarming is not a big deal. He's 35-40. I'm curious so there's no Dragon in Norfair, so he's looking now, and there's wreck ship, so it has to be through wreck ship. So Oats must have saw Dragon and we must have missed it.
Where's Turin though?
I'm actually not sure. I thought Oats found a dead end zone. That's where he got the extra super.
Yeah, that was wreck ship. That was wreck ship. That was wreck ship.
That was
led
wreck
into
ship.
Brinstar. Yep, that led into Brinstar.
Ah, okay. So
Turian
I guess we have
Turian's at the top of criteria. Turian's at the top of criteria.
Ah, okay.
So
well, then that's actually good for Oats, then, right? I mean, derp did all of Norfair, and
this is
now,
really good for Oats.
So wait, this is actually gigantic. Now
this
that
is
means
really good for Oats. Yeah.
However, Oats doesn't have any information on Norfair. So if Oats does, if Oats actually hits Torian after that, then this is like incredibly strong.
I'm gonna have to get my bearings straight again. So right now, Oats is in Meridia. Meridia was Criteria the hub that connected Meridia and everything else?
Yes, Criteria is the only exit out of Meridia. So it just depends if Oats can hit Torian after doing Meridia. They would be like, it would actually be huge because Derp's about to do wreck ship, get map, then go all the way and see Mother Brain, and then Fantoon, and then realize that Dragon is not there.
All right, so let's see what happens.
I mean, Derp hat just got to go Brinstar here.
Yep.
Because Oats potentially can skip all of Norfair here.
So if I remember correctly, I remember back when we saw Criteria, there was an entrance at the top left. Yeah, top left. There were three. I said there were three, right? One was at the top.
I never saw the Torian one. That's why I'm
so it was
confused.
It was really high up. I do remember that. I thought that was a different zone, right? Or I thought that might have been Meridia for some reason.
I can't fathom why Derp is actually not going Bryn here.
I think Derp was in Bryn. He actually went from Bryn into. Oh no! What happened here?
He went Norfair, backtrack, came out, went wreck ship. I don't know how Derp's doing this, but it's huge for Derp.
I guess I didn't get to see exactly what happened.
He just left. He just went to wreck ship from Norfair. He never actually went.
Did he not see the Bryn location?
Maybe, but that would be a fail upwards, because
that would be really big.
No reason to not go Bryn there.
Oh, that is really gigantic.
Yeah, which is also a little gnarly.
So
because I mean, Derp was right next to Brinstar.
Is there any chance that Oats skips Norfair? I just don't know if that's possible.
I don't know. I think it's whatever's closer. I don't know.
I think Norfair is really close because there was the way that the hub worked out. I think it was Meridia and Norfair very close at the bottom together. And yeah, so Derp paused a little bit ago, right?
I mean, to me, it makes absolutely no sense. I'm trying to think of any way to skip Brinstar there when you're right next to it and you don't know where Dre and Mother Brain is. It just doesn't make any sense.
He might have ended up missing it because it's kind of like below an elevator, I think. So visually, it looks kind of far away. But if Derp is heading here, that's going to probably be lights out. The thing is, I think even if it wasn't,
I see what you guys are saying in chat, but it actually doesn't make any sense. You can't skip B there if like you're looking for Dre and Mother Brain. It was right next to him. It was literally one transition.
I think he missed it. I think
he had to have just not seen it.
Yeah, I think he missed it. Is Oats? Oh my gosh, is Oats gonna head up?
Yeah, it looks like Oats is going to Torian.
Wait,
that's huge. I mean, they're about
really
to be they're about to linked up.
Oh my gosh, is that a speed lock?
Oh,
Derp's going through a speed lock. This is a one-way.
Oh,
I think he might have had. I'm hoping he had a save.
Right through it.
I don't know exactly what it looked like, but like Derp would only do that if there was like a way back or if there was a save, right?
I'm so confused by their decision making anyways right now that like I can't even fathom what's going on. But Derp did save, I think.
Okay, Derp might have to do the craziest thing of all time to get out.
Oh, the moonfall.
Derp might have to get a
RBO no, you mean to get through get through the speed on the way out.
He might have to do an RBO style blue suit to kill Dre and get a blue suit off of Dre and then get out. I think he might know how to do that. There's some nuance to that,
Oats is seeing the bad news now. That's rough.
This is really this is getting completely crazy. I think Oats is in a really good spot now.
Well, that's if derp can't get back out.
That's if.
Yeah.
There's a few nuances to. Okay, so here's what it's coming down to, right? Derp essentially skipped Brinstar.
Yeah.
I think it might have been a mistake. I think he probably didn't see it. I almost didn't see it when I looked at it on an Oats's map, right?
It had to. It just makes no sense to skip it. There's no way. I'm gonna ask him, post interview, but
unless this loops for derp, right? Unless this loops, Oats could not do the same thing derp did because that requires wave plus phaser or plasma. It's a glitch where you overload something called like the PLMs, and it lets you kind of glitch through the speed blocks. But unless this loops back, derp cannot get back out unless he does something really crazy with a Dragon kill.
Right.
And I don't know if he knows how to do it. There is in fact no other way to get back unless you were to do.
He's looking at the majors now.
Blue suit kill. Yeah.
I think he's thinking. I think he might just load. Yeah, he's gonna load to go north there.
Okay, so where is it? Where is it?
It's left. It's to the left, I think.
It's not. Actually, I don't know. Is it in Bryn? No. It must be in Bryn. No.
Well, there's a major to the left. It could be charge or speed.
Where? From where?
In Norfair, to the way left.
Oh, there is. Okay, so Oats is gonna check these sand pits. Derp has already checked these.
Yeah. So Derp's just gonna go straight for that, but we don't.
I think also
they're still missing items though.
Oats skipped a major that was near Mother Brain, I think as well. He saw Screw Attack. I think. No, it must have been bombs because Oats has a major on derp. So there might have been a third major in Bryn. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. But I just know that the left one, it can be high jump, speed, or charge. Okay. So there's 3 options for this left major, which I think derp's just going to go straight for.
Oats has to reset this. I hope he has the save.
Reset.
He doesn't want to walk this back.
He saved middle left of Aqueduct. I don't know. Well, he's kind of analyzing the situation, trying to find another solution. He also saved
the Bryn.
All his majors in Bryn as well.
Oh, who's gonna run this? Okay, so derp is gonna go for this major over here first.
Yeah, we'll see if this is speed.
Derp might have the lead right now, right? Because derp already checked the pits earlier.
This is still crazy to me that derp didn't go Brinstar. I can't get over it. I'm really curious about that.
What's crazy to me is that derp actually chose to do. It was a huge gap. I don't know. There was no way. So derp chose to get the map in Turian, right? I think that was just a straight blunder. Like, how is he gonna get out unless he's not? The only situation he gets out.
Solution to get out because speed can't save you there because it's a speed block.
Exactly, so exactly. I'm actually very surprised he did that. I think all that does is lose him time.
Right.
It's not like he knows Dragon. Oh, he didn't necessarily know Dragon was there, right? Because he never went to Bryn yet.
Oh yeah, he never went to Bryn.
Yeah, he didn't know, so he needed to verify. Oh man, this is
connected too.
Oh, it's just high jump here.
The thing is, Oats has to check this too, though.
Well, he knows where the Bryn. Okay, so behind the Bryn, right? You know Bryn, that Bryn entrance. Oats knows that there's a major right there. It's right there.
Save. Yeah, you can save and then go on the Bryn, right?
He's going. He's going. If Oats remembers that there was
a lot of sense if he saves at this connection here after pants and then goes Bryn, right? Because then if it's not speed, then you just load and check this top left major.
Yeah. So. Oats knows that Oats should know that there's literally a major right at that entrance, but derp has no idea because he never went to
he didn't save, so I'm kind of confused.
He's just checking it. He's just checking it because he's gonna reload at Aqueduct and get them. He's gonna reload at Aqueduct and get the. Is
that faster?
Yeah, because
when he get the other major to the left.
No. So he'll reload at Aqueduct, then get the major to the left because it's closer to that save. So this is probably speed. This is speed.
Or the other one, right? But this is probably speed right here.
I think this is speed, yeah.
Oh, it's Bryn.
So it's in Bryn, but it's in Bryn, but he's still closer.
Yeah, it's in Bryn. He's close.
There's a few here, yeah. Okay, so Oats is currently closer. Yeah.
So what do we got now?
Derp doesn't have fan tuned. It doesn't have a map, so it's blind and it's far away from this entrance. So
I think have to get the lead. Have to get map first. I guess Oats is in the lead. Yeah.
Yeah, Oats is straight up in the lead here.
That's actually crazy. Dude, I actually can't comprehend their decision making. I'm going to be completely honest. That led him here, but I'm happy that this is what is happening.
I get it, and the thing is, this is getting really messy because they're speed locked, right?
Messy.
And that's why it's like
gotta be sweating. Yeah, there's no way. They're like, you know what I mean? Like they're hustling. Oats is just sitting here being like, oh, I lost. All right, derp's about to finish. Like,
Yep. But Oats is in a commanding position right now.
Oh yeah, I think there's like not
Oh, dude.
Not the worst. Hold on to this. It's not like he reverts, so.
Now, this major location being the Bryn.
Oh, derp just bails. Oh, no, okay. I was like interested what was going on.
Derp. Okay, I think this is going to be the best situation for derp potentially, right? Because you know how Oats is checking this major like this?
Yeah.
Actually, no, it's not going to be. Never mind. No. Okay, so I think this has to be speed. It's either that or it's by gauntlet. This is speed. This is speed. Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Even though Oats is finding speed and we're, you know, like, okay, Oats is set. There's no shot Oats is feeling good about this. Like,
no way.
Absolutely no way. And Oats just has to go as fast as he possibly can. You know, I mean, it's not a huge. If Derp can find it quick, Derp does have high jump. And I know it's not. I mean, he probably cannot catch him at this point. But
I don't think so.
Speed base is strong. And oh yeah, Derp has to kill Fantoon as well, and Oats already did that. So it's
so
really hard.
This return. I know there's Panzer that Oats has to go through, but I don't know if there's other one ways potentially. I'm hoping Oats can get back like kind of smoothly, but this is looking really good for Oats.
Yeah,
really
it's
good.
Crazy how it's panned out like this. It's honestly insane. This has been wild. Again, another like crazy match where some interesting decisions went down. I think like, I don't know if it's like nerves or what, but yeah, very interesting how this played out.
I think it all makes sense to me. I think why it looks like really crazy is because I do think that Derp overlooked the Brit entrance.
Right. So
at least I want to say he overlooked it. Yeah. And that's why it looks weird. But I think the decisions they both made afterward made sense given the information they both had. Right. Like, I was like, why in the world would Derp be going into Turian like this? Right.
The thing is, though, if he thought Bryn but Bryn would have then had to connect to another zone he's already been. That's why it's also still confusing to me. Because even if he thought Torian connected to Bryn, he would have then had to think Bryn connected to another zone too. Otherwise, speed wouldn't work like that, right?
Sorry, what was that?
The thing is, though, even if he thought Bryn connected the Torian so he could get speed from Bryn would still need to then connect to another zone.
Bryn. If he thought Bryn connected the Turian, that means he missed the Turian entrance and criteria. Because that's literally the top middle versus like the bottom right, like going to the left. Like I don't think it's possible for those two to connect, essentially.
Well, I just think that makes it make a little. I mean, either way,
yeah,
it's wild how this went and how it played out.
This is crazy.
Completely cooked. I mean, the speed lock, it's crazy how much that actually ended up benefiting.
Oh my gosh. Like, I don't, like, you know, if that speed was If the speed was where in the Norfair, that very left part of the map, right? We would have had another situation where Oats is trying to play Terminator on Derp, and like Oats is just trying to catch up to Derp, and Derp is just running away as fast as he possibly can, right? And I think there's a good chance Oats might have caught up to Derp in that situation. Like there's a chance that could have happened.
Think so?
Well, it was because
pretty far ahead because he checked that.
Oats was like on his way to checking the left sandpit, then he would have reset and then immediately went for the left one, right? Maybe. No. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
did exactly what he would have done.
Yeah, you're right. No, Oats would have lost.
He would have been
he would have lost. Then he would have been pretty bad. You would have been mad on that
one. Twice the speed lock would have been brutal, honestly. Yeah. I'm happy at least it's like more in his favor. And again, I know Oats doesn't think it's going like that, so I'm sure he's kind of fuming a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, another speed lock, but it really did work out in his favor here.
Yeah.
He's like, you know, Oats has a very sizable lead right now. I guess the only advantage Derp possibly has is that he does know where Trey is.
Oh, yeah.
So I do. Oats is blinding? Actually, you know what? If Derp hauls and Oats takes his time.
Wait a second. Yeah.
Like,
wait, hold on. Where's Trey?
Because Oats has to go.
Trey was closer to the entrance.
If it's really close to the entrance, this is very bad, actually. Oh, derp could kind of make some headway here. Oats needs to go and get this map immediately. You know what? Yeah,
it's pretty quick.
Derp may not be as far away as we thought.
Baby's not quick. Baby's pretty slow.
Oh my goodness. I just don't remember. It all matters where Dre is, because
these are some slow rooms. Did Oats have a save? So I know Derp had a save right before entering and doing that in the whole shenanigans in the first place. Because you know you're going down the soft lock, right?
Right.
Okay. So
it really just depends where Dre is. If Dre is near Oats, then it's fine. If Dre's at the beginning, then Derp's like suddenly in this or potentially ahead. So we just gotta see where Dre is.
Okay, I know the location was slightly weird.
Yeah.
But I think Dre was closer to the entrance than to over here, but it kind of depends. Okay, man, okay, but Derp is
already about to be in Torian.
It is a little far though. Okay, so let's see, where is it? No. Okay.
Okay. Oats is safe. Oats is safe. If it was at the beginning, it would have been pretty dire. It is close. Yeah. It's a lot closer than you would have thought.
Yeah.
Derp really did make some headway here.
Okay, so Oats is gonna cook Dre really fast, right?
Yeah.
With charged plasma, Derp is going to have to do like a new route-esque fight, essentially, by like a 3-spark situation.
Right. It's not that bad, but it's not great. It can take a little bit. I mean, Derp ammo's so good though.
You could just drop 5 million ammo, so you're gonna be good in the spot.
So you might think, Derp doesn't have charge, so it's gonna take forever. It's actually quicker to kill Mother Brain with supers. So Derp does have 35 supers. It's crazy. Derp's really not that far behind, gonna go straight to Dre. It's gonna be really hard to catch Oats here. But like I said, Derp does have high jump speed, space. Oats is missing the high jump boots. It does help a good bit with movement, but yeah.
Yeah, it also helps to be, one of the best Super Metroid players.
Yes.
All right.
But yeah, supers are actually indeed the highest DPS on bosses that take double damage from supers. So like Ridley and Mother Brain, their supers are going to be the highest DPS on them. But microwave is obviously like the best way to deal with Dragon, I think. And Oats is making his way out now. It is a little bit of a journey to Brintstar, but not a lot stopping Oats here now. He has plenty of tanks. He has Screw, just making his way out. This is crazy how close this ended up being.
Yep. Yeah, honestly, I think I like how both of these players played it, minus just a few things. But otherwise, like given the situation they got into, like it got really messy because of the speed, right? Yeah. So it was like kind of hard to follow, but I want to say that Derp overlooked the Bryn, unless there was another reason.
I'm thinking it had to be, but you know what? Even if Derp did that, I don't know if things would have changed too much, because I doubt Derp would have checked the majors there and would have just went back to Torian and loaded some sort of save. I think it would have mattered a lot had it not been like speed.
What I mean is, I think like the only, because there's a lot of we have to point out like what we think is like kind of like going on that might be like a mistake, or like things that might be like, how is this going to affect things, right? Like for me, I think the only things are like, I think Derp maybe overlooked the Bryn, right? But I like how he kind of approached that. And then for Oats, I would have preferred to not go into Bryn, actually. I would have preferred to go fight and then probably come back later.
At what point should he have turned? Do you think checking wreck ship was fine, or should he have just turned immediately? To me, it was strange that he collected all the X's in criteria and then made the decision to go wreck ship. That was like kind of strange to me.
Yeah, I agree. I would have went back and killed Ridley immediately before checking. After checking wreck ship and picking up that one super, then I think I would just go and kill Ridley right there.
Right.
But see, that's how all this divergence ended up happening, right?
Yeah.
Because after that, they kind of like went all in different directions, but like given the choices that they made, that's kind of why. After that, I think what they did made sense given the information they knew, right? So it looks like crazy, but that's just what happens when you have like one less piece of information. Things can start going like really out of control. And I think both of them, what they did all really made sense. I think derp going into Turian was maybe a little sketchy. I think. I don't know if he would have felt comfortable. Like, if we ask him, he was probably uncertain about the play, but just chose to make it because you can't. You really against.
Oh, you mean this caliber?
Yeah. Against players of this caliber, you cannot just hesitate. Right?
Yeah,
you have to just make a choice and be like, this is it. If you sit there for too long, you're gonna lose, right? I mean, we saw the last one. Derp won by what? Just over a minute.
Yeah.
Right. You take like 10 seconds longer on several of your pauses, and it's just you lose, right? It doesn't matter if you made the better decision or not. So you have to just be like, oh, this is kind of bad, but I'm not sure. You know what? I'm just gonna do it. I just have to. I have to make a choice. So.
Man, this is really quite the trek, by the way. to Mother Brain. Oats going through the like Norfair route, which I think is quicker than going through Rex Ship. I can't really tell because Mother Brain was closer to the like right side, so
yeah. And you do have to enter Mother Brain from the right, but it's hard to say which one is better. I remember originally thinking that this entrance would be better to get to Mother Brain, so maybe that's the case, but I'm sure it's kind of close either way.
Yeah, nice little baby skip from derp there. Oh yeah, this is
much closer. Wait,
you go through the
amphitheater? No way. You have to do. No, there's you can't.
You don't have to. But I'm wondering.
Yeah,
if
you don't have to.
You don't have to, but yeah, I want to know: is it quicker?
Oats seems to think so. I remember thinking it looked quicker when I looked at it.
It's for sure quicker. You just gotta. Oh, it's super safe too. Actually, with this loadout.
No, with 2 suits, you're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it quicker? I thought the bottom was.
It was way quicker. You're just right. Mother Brain's just the next one down.
How do you get there otherwise?
I think it was all the way down, connecting the bottom of Red Tower.
Oh, okay.
You had to do like a roundabout way. It was definitely a lot quicker to do this.
Okay. All right. So, after that bloodbath, at the end of it all, Oats in a pretty commanding lead at this point.
Yep. And again, but Oats, Oats doesn't know that, so he's probably sweating right now.
Yeah.
Like, again, the speed lock probably on his mind.
Yep.
And here we go.
With a seed like this, right? Like, you have a general sense of where you stand, right? But with the speed lock, everything kind of goes out the window, right? Because now you have no idea.
So you could have ended up. People could like. You could have ended up in Brinstar a lot earlier. Like if they both tried to bail and not get the supers, you just go Rex Ship, go into Bryn, and then collect all the majors, and bam, you have speed. So it's like, that could be on the line. You could have easily done that.
You have like no sense of like where people could be, right? You play the weekly. This is one of those speeds where like there's gonna be some person that just beats you for like 8 minutes. And you'll be like, all right, they just found speed early or something like that, right? That's kind of when you have like 20 people in the lobby, like that's gonna happen to somebody.
Yeah, suddenly, Lunix finished at 33 minutes. And then it's still going and you're 50 minutes in.
Yep. Ooh, 3 minutes. Look at Oats, he's in agony right now.
Yeah,
3 minutes. Okay.
3 minutes means like 6 minutes till you finish almost, right? So like,
yeah, exactly.
He's not like, oh, I'm in the home stretch, I'm gonna win. Nope, this is stressful. Like you gotta play well.
This is the worst.
He lose.
This is the worst feeling when you're like, okay, you know what? That was crazy, but my opponent has not finished yet, and I'm on the escape. So maybe I have a chance, right? It didn't feel good, but I have a chance. And then you see a 3-minute escape timer, and you're like, I lost. It's over.
Go ahead. Give me the bronze medal already. Like, let's just get it over with.
Nice high five between these two.
Oh, nice. Cute little high five action.
I think I would sort of like snuck above derp right there, but kind of rude. But
not that he could, but if you were to fail this escape, it's actually like lights out. Because if you somehow fail this escape, I mean
that's bad.
Or you just misread the map a little bit. Like it seems like, oh well, Oats already beat Mother Brain. Like he just wins even if he failed. No, if Oats were to not make it to this ship, derp would for sure just take it here.
Yep. I mean, there were 2 ways to get back, right? So if the right entrance was the correct entrance,
right?
This would be
There's always a little bit, and I do think the map was a little bit complicated. So so it's not the freest. I mean, he's out here doing I mean, look at, Look at this.
Oh, he went the wrong way.
He actually went the wrong way.
Yep. But I think he's leaning back. He's actually dying.
He's suffering. He doesn't like this.
No,
he's stressed out. He's not.
I would be stressed out too.
No. Wait.
This is right. This is wasteland.
Okay.
Oh, this is the worst. I thought
this linked into Mickey Mouse, but this is right. You said.
Yeah. No. It was wasteland.
Okay.
Yeah. And this goes up top right.
He has time.
He'll be fine.
He can do this.
Yeah.
As long as there's no more. As long as there's not too many more mistakes, he should be all right.
Yo, wait. Is this top left of the aqueduct into criteria? Oh my goodness, devs. All right.
Classic.
Oh, this is a little complicated.
I've told you, this mouse structure is not simple. That's why I was like kind of mentioning it. I'm a little bit worried.
I feel like I'd pause again. Hold on.
I would pause. I would look at the map, but okay. This is what I was saying. This is nerves, right? Like, it's a high intense situation. I think you just go through Mickey Mouse here.
No, you go to the top. You go to the top. Definitely.
You get a speed.
The cheater. Yeah, you go.
Yeah.
You do the arcade.
This is definitely not the logical way to do it, but
exactly. But you have to.
This is the I win way to do it.
This is how you do this, and then you lose the links in a game, in a tournament.
Yes. Well, what you were doing was much more difficult. But yes. Huh? Is that what you do? Oh, okay.
I think it's a little bit slower. I used to do that, but yeah.
Huh. Okay, well, there we go. He's probably feeling. I mean, even right now, I'm still staring at the thing. I'd be like, I can lose. Wow, look at that.
GG.
He's happy about that. Oh my goodness, what a crazy race. And game number 2 going to Oats and Goats. I know he was feeling stressed about that one. That was an insane race. Again, we've actually had insane races so far. This has been crazy.
Yeah, I was stressing out over that one. When I looked at the map, when he paused the fence room, I was like, oh god. Okay. This is not good.
Oh, Derp kind of doing the really tough escape there on that wasteland. That makes it look a bit harder.
Look at Oats.
Oats relieved.
Yeah.
And it makes a lot of sense why he's feeling like very relieved, you know?
Yeah.
Because I thought it was over like 5 times already.
If you're playing for your tournament life down 0-1 and you had a really messy seed where you really can't gauge, you know you made mistakes, you can't gauge where your opponent is, right? And then you get a 3-minute escape. That's when like you're like, oh god, like I just have to play, close my eyes and play. Don't let me look at the race time.
Yep, exactly. Wow, that was nuts. Derp actually I mean,
it's going the logical way. Yeah.
Actually, he didn't go through Mickey Mouse. I guess this works too. But yeah, that was pretty wild.
Alright, so let's finish up here real quick. Heading over, man. Both these games gonna be finishing about 2 minute apart, right? So it just kind of goes to show, regardless of how varied their routes were, right? It just kind of shows, like, at this high of a level, like sometimes, you know, when you kind of do different things, as long as you're moving quick, you could still get close to one another.
Make a lot of things work. You can make a lot of things work in Map Rando.
Alright, so we're about to head over and finish with the race time of 54:17 to Oats' 52:09. GG, game 2 to Oats. And we're going to game 3. We'll be back in a bit.
Yep, see you all soon.
All right, friends, we are back. Game 3 of this match between Oats and Derp. This is the loser semis.
Yep.
Sorry, losers quarters, I guess.
Quarters, yeah.
Yeah, but this is it. This is for their tournament life. Join here on Imit. And I do want to point out one thing that happened in the last one. So Derp did overlook Bryn. And so he thought that the game ended in past that Turian speed lock. So went through there thinking he could just cheat that speed room and then kill Dre, kill Mother Brain, and then have everything to get out, and got a little hit for that one. So that was pretty cool to see why. It looks crazy when you're watching it without the information that they have, right? So It's interesting how with certain kinds of information you make different choices, and that's pretty cool to see. But all that being said, we got Varia plus movement for game 3. What do you think, Emmett?
I don't know. I'm pretty excited about this. I'm not sure like if I think someone has more of an edge here with Varia and movement. I know like when you have all these items starting, do you feel like the logic's easier or harder to deal with? Like when you start with this many items.
Honestly, it's hard to say. It just depends on what the game throws at you. But I do find it slightly harder to read.
Wow, early morph right off the rip.
Yep. And Derp's gonna pick that up right now too. Just did one more room.
I do think that's a good thing for Oats, off the rip, getting the morph. I think like the more items earlier, the better. But we'll kind of see. You know, you never know how it's gonna go.
Okay. All right. So Derp choosing not to go to the right to pick up that E-Tank. You know, killing...
Did he see the E-Tank and then bail?
Oh, no, just he just... you go to moat, and then Derp just didn't go to the right door.
I see, I see.
Derp chose to come back here and grab this item instead. I think that makes sense.
And oh, nice. Getting the supers. Yep. Yeah, I mean, if you can like kind of skip this E-Tank, that's a little bit of a time save, right? So kind of nice.
That is interesting. Like, how much do you value that first E-Tank like that? Derp does.
I actually value it pretty highly.
I do too.
I think like getting through rooms, like even right here is like suddenly scary. Like you kind of have to play it safe because you don't have the health.
Yep. But BT is kind of slow, so it's a little hard to say,
and this is a heated. Oh no, they have Varia. They have Varia.
Varia, yeah.
Okay, with Varia, the value of E-Tank goes down a lot more for sure.
Yeah, you definitely want it because like this room right here, Derp's gonna get one shot if he touches that pirate.
Yep.
Right? So you gotta still be a
little
save
careful. Though. Gets this nice save here at least.
Yep.
And they're kind of like synced up. Oats just has a E-Tank on him. It's actually kind of crazy. Oats essentially got up after doing the BT fight. Oats, you know, playing the win, not messing around.
Yep. Moving fast. Now, both these players have Varia plus water movement, so they have almost everything they need to traverse almost all the water rooms, as long as they have the ability to do so, as long as they got the skill to do it. Probably the one exception where you need something to do something that's quite difficult, maybe is the East Cac Alley room. That requires a really tricky spin ball jump into a damage boost. That's something that... ooh, nice little thing subtle thing for Oats. He kind of jumped to the right to see the color of the door. Just to make sure, you know, if it's yellow, he's going to turn around right away, right? So that's kind of cool that he did that.
Derp kind of making an interesting decision here. He reverted the save to get this item. I don't think he died. I think he reverted. Huh.
I wonder if he just thought that this is the direction that he had to go. I don't see exactly where how far he reverted. So.
Yeah, he did revert. They were in that, you know, big water room, the plasma spark room, but yeah, he just like decided to not explore more and reverted.
Oh, interesting. So maybe he thought this would be a closer way to get to the map or something like that.
Right.
But that being said, yeah, that's just going to be an advantage for Oats. So
yeah, it kind of puts him back a little bit here because Oats now has supers, power bombs. Doesn't like seeing that room because that room can be kind of a dangerous one way sometimes, but you can see that it's not, you know, it does loop, so it's fine to go in. It doesn't take you anywhere though.
Yeah, it just takes you back to the beginning.
Yeah, there's no items. And there's an early mother brain.
Hello,
mother brain. So so when you see an early mother brain, it's kind of interesting. It gives you a little more incentive to leave this area early since you know you're coming back. So if Oats were to run into like a Ridley here, he would not feel pressured to get ammo and try to kill it or anything like that.
Yep.
Any bosses here can be done later, so that's sort of what the early mother brain info gives you.
Yep. So all this time, I haven't actually been able to see the direction of the map. I know it's probably towards the right-ish, right?
Yeah, I do not see it. Oats still blind checking a lot. Derp honestly caught back up pretty quick. He was really not that far behind. I thought it was, you know, a little bit further, but Derp making that headway now. Gets the power bombs, checking these items.
Yep.
And I don't know where the map is either. I think it's I think it's really far one of the directions because when I paused, I did not see it.
I think all these games, I think derp has been able to kind of secure a little bit of an early lead on Oats, if I remember correctly. So it is interesting to see now Oats kind of has that a little bit of a lead here, right? So we'll see what he can do with it. But obviously we have so much more game to play. Anything is going to happen.
We're just starting.
Moments. Yep. All right.
Nice D boost through that. Oats cruised through that room. That's like the real power of Oats right now. Like seeing Oats cook this grapple hallway is pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I say that as he gets stumbled. You know, it's just classic commentator curse.
All right, so
they're getting that info. Yep.
So obviously you want to get that map as soon as possible, but one of the other things that you're also going to want to do. Oats was really feeling himself right there, trying to do some real fancy stuff, but it didn't really work out for him right there.
Something to note is you always have to be careful. If you don't have bombs, power bombs are like insanely valuable.
Yes.
I'm not sure if derp has found the refill yet, but derp is just at 2 power bombs, so you gotta be a little bit careful. We're taking that big little shark hit, little fish hit. Oh, more power bombs for you.
Yeah. Once you get 10, you're pretty comfortable, but yeah, on 5, the game honestly feels pretty bad.
It does, because you
careful.
Yeah, he just have to be careful.
A lot of hits here.
I mean, Varia is helping with this damage, but yeah, you still got to be careful.
Yeah.
All right.
This room is oftentimes one of those like mini ego checks where it's like, all right, you could just do the spring ball jump, or you know, if you know how to UWJ, I'm gonna UWJ this, you know. And sometimes you get caught like kind of freezing it, but you mess up the freeze, and then you know, but you don't want to pause because pausing
right.
time, right? So.
Pausing wastes so much time. Better not do that.
Yep,
and then you find yourself just like failing every like little trick for way longer than it would be to just spring ball jump.
Yep. So derp finding his way into Brinstar.
Wow, so no map Meridia and finding into Brinstar. Probably a good idea to just check this. So again, this is like almost potentially a lead change depending what, you know, derp finds here.
Oh, absolutely. And it looks like Oats is actually
speed early. Honestly, with how this race has gone, speed is by far the most. If I'm finding speed after those 2 matches, I'm so relieved. I'm just like, okay, like we're good, like we're fine. Everything's gonna be just fine now. I'd be very relieved to find speed.
That's really good. If I'm derp, I feel really good about that, right?
Oats committing this is a bit wild. Is this where the map is?
I'm gonna assume that this is where the map is.
It must be,
I think derp must have blinded this stuff.
They're blinded Brand,
yeah. This is not.
You can't really throw that other super because you know this could just be a green door or something right after. And well, there's some more, so it's fine.
The thing is, Oats can't get back without a power bomb refill. So he's in a really precarious situation.
This is a pretty nasty spot. Oh, he's dead. I mean, I don't even know why he's complaining. He couldn't get back anyways, but like you only have 1. So this is fine, right?
Ooh, yeah. Meanwhile, derp is just kind of on finding big pink.
Derp
he's on a big
collecting. Yeah, he's collecting. He has speed. There's the maps free right here. This is a rough start.
Yeah. Slight advantage early.
Oh my goodness. Okay. And it's just major heaven here. So we got
Oats is done.
2, 3, and he's dead.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So
this is kind of tough.
No, this is looking really rough. So I wish I got a good glimpse of what the Meridian map looked like, right? Because derp essentially blinded this green Bryn, right? And it looks like that's kind of what you have to do. Oats' perspective might be, I just have to do what I did earlier, but he doesn't have the power bombs to logically get there yet, right? So for that reason, I almost feel like you don't do the same thing that you just did. If that makes sense?
Yeah, unless he thinks he can for sure get the map, which it looks like that's what he wants to do. The problem is, this is just like kind of charge as
this
well.
Is really looking not good.
This is actually looking brutal. Varia in charge means that derp Derp's in go mode.
Derp's in go, as long as he just needs to find the
Derp is in
bosses.
go mode.
Yeah.
I know it sounds silly because you're like, well, the game just started. He doesn't have much, but Derp has the tools to beat the game right now. Like,
you know, probably the meanest thing that could happen right now is there's another power bomb block on the other side of that room.
Oh yeah.
All right, so Derp, going on a big collection spree, has the charge, has the speed that he was able to find. Looks like he'll just run into that once you enter Brinstar.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Oats is making his way towards this map.
Right. I'm worried.
Okay, so let's see how this turns out. Oats is gonna end up doing pretty much exactly what Derp is doing once he gets there, but for now he's going this way.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Everyone might be like, what's Oats doing? Like, why is he doing this? The thing is, he has no info. He doesn't know that Brinstar's over there. And honestly, like, it's either this or doing stuff blind. So this is actually probably what I would have done. I know Eddie said it's not what he would have done, but it's tough because you just want the map. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, there's
that
a
is
singular
actually
item.
Brutal. That is horrific.
He has to go somewhere else.
That is horrific.
Okay.
The thing is though, Eddie is right, like that wasn't in logic, so like you could have just bailed. But the thing is, maps aren't part of logic. So no, Oats is committing to getting this. The thing is, he doesn't I don't really see too big of a problem with this because you can't expect him to just blind Brinstar. Meanwhile, Derp's like finishing the game.
There still is a lot of game left to play, so we'll have to see. But there is a pretty solid lead for Derp in this position.
There's a few things that could save Oats here, so we'll see. It's like if Oats gets like like plasma and gravity or something over here, then like that's a pretty big deal. Because we know he'll find charge later. So there are things. We just have to see. This is a nasty Meridia, to be honest. This is pretty nasty.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Now here's
what's funny is I would do this though. I would do this, Eddie, for sure. What he's doing.
Here's the thing. This could work out for him if we find Fantoon at the end of all this.
Yes,
right?
That's true.
So at the end of the day, like this might be fine. We'll see. Power bombs is very relieving for Oats for sure, right?
Yes,
but Oats needs something to be here.
You need Fantoon to be here. Even Kraid would not be that bad, right? Actually, Kraid any boss is good because
any boss is fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it'll essentially wash away all the issues, so long as Derp kind of ends up doing the same thing.
Yeah, we need Derp to kind of do the similar routes.
He may not though, because yeah, you're a little bit less incentivized to take the top route, I think, when you come from another angle.
Yeah,
but we'll see. So if this blank,
it's Fantoon. That's very good. Okay, so
good, yes.
Again, I know everyone was probably suffering in chat, but like I was down with what Oats was doing. Like I don't like to do things blind, and a lot of people don't either. And the only other option that Oats had that of not going for a map is to just search everywhere blind. So there wasn't a ton of options. So he just opted to force the map, and I think that's fine. I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, Eddie. Like, do you think he should have just started blinding other directions away from the map, or
where it got a little sketchy is there was the worst room in the game, bottom left entrance, right? That's the only reason why it starts getting a little sketchy, to kind of retake the same route that sort of ended you last time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you mean he shouldn't have double backed that one. He should have just went the worst room in the game after. Yeah, I agree with that.
The odds of getting back are kind of bad when you find Wasteland, because you need a lot of power bombs to get through a period. So you need a refill, if that makes sense. But this is suddenly very good for Oats, I would say.
Yes, it is. It is. It actually makes a lot of sense, because something Eddie taught me before is, if you're going somewhere a one way, even for a map, but there's no progression, then it's like kind of bad. And because that was like out of logic, that means there was probably no progression that direction, where this direction towards map actually could contain progression, right?
Yeah. It's mainly like even if you find progression, you're just gonna lose it all if you can't get back out, right?
Exactly.
So that's kind of the main issue. Like if you find gravity or something and you don't have the power bombs to get back, you're just gonna lose everything anyway. Where someone's gonna come back later and be able to one-shot it. So that's kind of the main issue. But either way, you don't really get anything out of doing this. Well, you get the map, so we'll see if there's anything else. But the fact that Oats did this and got this means he did not just straight up lose time. This is like
that was pretty sick.
Like a little bad, but it was mostly neutral at this point.
Right. It was mostly neutral. I think the only thing that was actually bad was the double back going to it. But the rest was fine.
Crazy.
That is nuts. That's it. I mean, that's fine though. I think he should feel okay. I would feel okay about this personally.
Yep.
It's like fine.
So Derp found Ridley here in Norfair, kind of on the bottom right.
Oh, another
these
super
resources,
huge.
Probably it's you could do it on these resources at this point, and that's mostly fine. Your beam is obviously kind of bad.
Yep.
But at the same time, you're not in a rush to necessarily do Ridley. It just kind of depends where the location is. But Oats finding Fantoon here, honestly, very, very good. What bosses have we seen so far? So we know that Derp has taken care of Dre. We see Ridley over here. Have we seen Kraid? I haven't been able to really peek.
I had not seen. I was focused on Oats for a bit there.
So the most important thing here is knowing, have we seen Kraid? Kraid is apparently
these resources are pretty juicy though. Like they're suddenly getting very good means to whoop Ridley quickly too.
Yep. So
here's the super. Yeah.
Here's what's gonna happen, right? The big advantage that Oats gets off of killing this Fantoon is he may be able to dodge a zone, right?
Right.
So we already know, let's assume that Derp goes into, or Oats goes into Norfair and finds the Ridley, right? He's gonna find the Dre, like Derp did in Bryn. And if we find, oh, I hope Oats doesn't have any issues with this.
It should be fine. He has high jump. It can, of course, be dicey, but he's okay. Well, he's making me a little worried, but okay, he's fine now.
Alternative strategies.
Yep. So yeah, like Eddie's saying, the biggest advantage of Oats finding Fantoon is the fact that Derp. It's smart for Derp to just abandon like Meridia map because he knows Mother Brain's there. And Derp's probably going to get baited into another zone unless he like sees a water map or something immediately. But
exactly. So Derp has a pretty reasonable chance of being forced to go to an entirely different zone and explore it and flesh it out for Fantoon, whereas Oats is completely cleared out right now. So that's really good for Oats. It's not looking like it right now, especially because Derp may not do that double bad trek that Oats did, because that's a big time loss. Let's be fair here, right? Oats finding Fantoon here is really good, but he took a very sizable time loss there, right? That may be more than Oats having to explore another region and finding a map. So
and that's still kind of cope because the last region could just be Kraid. So like
exactly. So there's basically what it comes down to is there's a lot of games to be played, and we don't know exactly what's going to happen right now. And that was a big hit from Oats. He doesn't want to touch those ouches again because they
no more ouchies, please.
Yeah, no ouches here.
His resources are struggling too, like.
But he did get the extra power bomb.
Yeah,
Oats could technically Crystal Flash if he got the resources. But yeah, it looks like Oats is really far behind, maybe with all the resources that Derp has. But Oats is going to run into all this stuff just right now.
I wonder if he's going to farm a little. Yeah, he'll do a little farm. Maybe not necessary. I would probably bail right now, but you can farm up.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. You also were not the one that just got scammed out of resources on two horrible dead tracks.
You're right. After that, you're like, nah, I'll go to full. Thank you very much. Can Crystal Flash? Oh no, well not yet, but soon. All right, little croc action. So Derp is doing Ridley now, but Derp has 25 supers, so just having charge and ice isn't that detrimental. Like this, as soon as Ridley turns red, blast these supers, couple more shots, and donezo. Plenty of health as well, no real risk.
so derp getting ready to launch the rest of those supers probably right about now.
Every super miss here though is pretty rough.
Oh, it's bad. That's the equivalent of losing about 7 shots. So
yeah, you do not want to miss supers here. Just and derp's cooking, honestly.
Yep.
Very nice. So Oats has to make some decisions here. I don't really see decisions that don't lead him to these majors. I mean, I think he needs them anyways. Like it's speed, charge. Kind of just needs to do it.
Yep. So it looks like what Derp did is he collected the 2 majors that were by the save in Bubble Mountain, and then he abandoned the rest and went towards Dre and went up. And I think that makes sense because once you find speed and charge, you're like, well, I just can't waste time anymore.
Oats can skip Dre here though and do it later if the route lends him that, then he can do that. There's no real concern about killing Dre here because we know where Mother Brain is. He already killed Fantoon. So since Oats will, most likely come back, we do Dre when it's most convenient, basically. No pressure to kill it now.
Yep. The only issue here, of course, is if it loops, which I actually think it does, if I remember correctly. So if you don't kill Dre here on the way to Norfair, I think there is a way that Norfair spits you back out here, which is why I think Dre killed, which is why Derp killed Dre on the way to Norfair.
Well,
so that's probably the reason.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and Dre's, and right now it's like you're not gonna save too much more time, probably. Like you have grapple, so Dre kills fast, so
yeah.
It's a micro optimization to leave Dre for later.
Right. It's kind of just banking if you get like gravity, right? Because it just speeds things up slightly.
Yeah.
Gravity space. Well, Dre, so Ridley is down on Derp. Now Derp is just looking for Kraid. Still doesn't know where Kraid is, I'm pretty sure.
Yep. Oats is kind of, I feel like his play is looking a little uncertain right now.
Yeah, he's looking a little bit more shaky.
Yeah.
Kind of doubling back and not sure. I mean, I don't blame him. I think this is like...
Yeah. These are not mistakes he will typically... Like, these movement mistakes are not things he would normally ever do. Right. But I think it's because it's kind of hard. The decisions are... It seems kind of simple, but they're not the most simple, right?
I think these are all hard seeds. They did not get any simple. These are all really tough seeds. I'm actually kind of happy that we got 2 top players like playing difficult seeds. Exactly. I feel like all the decisions were really tough, and that's why you're seeing 2 high level players actually just do different things every single seed.
Yeah. So now we have Derp in Turian, trying to find the final bosses. Once again, Derp does not know where Kraid is. I'm not going to be able to see if he knows where a water map is.
Way top right.
Yeah, but depending on what if they've already found a water map or not, that's something that Derp has to think about, right? Because he hasn't found Fantoon yet.
Is there another zone outside Torian that we haven't seen? Have we seen Rex Ship?
I think there are. I want to say there are 3 zones attached to Britain, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
We'll see. Okay, so Oats is gonna go for a little reverse halfie right here.
He was going to, but I don't think he'll make it now.
He tried.
I actually like
kind of impressive.
Yeah.
I thought he was in the top right door, so that would have been pretty crazy. If he
would have been really hard.
I don't even know if you can do that.
I don't really know what he was cooking, but I wanted to see the final product.
I respect that. I think you could do that if you had.
You probably could if you labbed it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what Derp kind of runs into. Kind of the nightmare situation for no, even if Derp runs into Kraid naturally, he still has to. In Derp's mind, he does not know where Fantoon is. Ooh,
yes.
Kind of nasty dead end there. Kind of hard to avoid that as well. Sure, we'll see Oats get that super. So, do you think there are no more connections then? I guess I didn't see the map, but I'm wondering if there's one more zone.
Even when I'm playing, I never keep track of all the zones.
It's so hard to me.
Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah, nasty little dead end for Oats, but he's gonna be able to get back out.
Yeah. I could have also wasted a lot more time there. but Oats did well.
So this is mainly going to come down to how much time is Derp going to waste by not having that Fantoon done early, right? Versus, because let's face it, if no, I don't think he's gonna make this. If Oats actually went to the bottom of worst room and instantly cooked that Fantoon, that's very significant advantage for Oats.
Yeah.
But he lost a lot of time by taking that dead end route, right? So even if Derp is able to get the maps quickly, that Oats may be able to dodge. Ooh, and there's no way to spark this right now for Oats. Then we also have to see, is Derp going to take that really bad like bait path that Oats did? And if that happens, then, you know, Oats is going to essentially get some of his time lost neutralized by what happened with Derp, right? So we're sort of at a lull right now. Oats is mostly playing cleanup. We're going to see if he can do this as fast as Derp did, essentially. And then we have to see what we find on Derp's end as well.
What would spice things up here is if Kraid is on the way to this map, because that would mean that oh wait, it doesn't look like it. This is right here, map. So I think what's also really huge here is if there's a connection. If we see Kraid in another zone, then that would be a pretty big deal. And we don't.
Criteria,
There is Criteria in Rick's ship though. I think he goes Criteria here for sure. I would. Oh, he had a save. Oh, where's the save?
Back in Norfair.
It's a good
big
save.
Pivot save. Yep.
That's a nice save.
Yeah, Norfair was
that could be a big like kind of game-changing save. In some
it was
ways
pretty
too.
big. It was a pretty big hub.
Yeah. Makes
So, yeah.
sense. Is he going Rex ship?
I'm actually looking at Oats right now. He's about to get the map. I'm trying to lab out what kind of decision he's gonna make here.
Okay, yeah. I'm just looking at Derp because I'm pretty curious. I think Derp might be actually doomed to check both zones here. Right? Both Criteria and Rex ship. I don't know how he gets out of it. Unless one is a water map.
Yeah, that might be the case. So this might be looking really good for Oats. There could be a situation where Oats gets ahead, but that's gonna like Criteria.
Yeah.
There's some really spicy things that could happen.
There is spicy things. Oats is still pretty far. I mean, this is honestly, I can't really predict how far ahead or behind. It's going to be really cool, but I have a feeling it's going to converge and it's going to be a good bit closer than we think. But it's really nearly impossible for me to like see that right now.
Yep.
Wait, Derp Centaurian.
Okay, so Derp, I think, wants to go to Criteria.
Yeah.
There was a pivot save. There was a pivot save between Criteria and Rex ship, I believe.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. And that makes this a little bit more enticing.
Right.
So you
I would always go Criteria too. And Criteria is just enticing because you do need to escape, and it's like if you have a choice, I'd rather go to the one where the ship is.
Yes. Now I'm trying to remember where Dre was exactly. Oats.
Dre was like way top right of like Big Pink. I don't think Oats
so
done it yet.
Was that in Bryn? So did Oats see? Did Oats see where Dre was?
If Oats didn't see where Dre was, that's horrific. I'm wondering if Oats is gonna kill it later though. I think that's fine.
I see. The thing is,
I just kill it later.
I think that seems fine, but I don't think it was fine because, I have to double check and see the map, right? But because Norfair's exit was not necessarily the one that you would take from the entrance, it might require backtracking to kill Dre rather than kill Dre right there.
Oh,
that's
water
why
map.
A water map.
Oh, so he's just gonna. I don't know if he's just gonna bail or if he's gonna get the map.
You can't necessarily bail because you don't. Okay, he's going to bail. Okay, because you don't know where Kraid is, right?
Yeah.
So, but I think this is okay. So Derp is going to bail because he's kind of hoping for the 2-for-1 essentially.
Yep. That's pretty good for him, I guess. But I guess if this is I mean, it's just good for him in general, right?
Well,
unless there's no boss, I guess, in Rex ship.
If Kraid is in Criteria, that's worst case scenario for Derp.
Yes, that's worst case.
If Kraid is in oh no, I think he's just taking. Is he just taking a different entrance into Criteria? Is that what's going on here?
Oh yeah, he's just gonna go straight for the map. This is pretty good for him, though. Actually, again, the worst scenario now is that Kraid is in wreck ship because he's gonna do this and be like, oh.
Look at Oats. I think he might be realizing how he kind of screwed up here.
Yeah, like the backtracking.
So that is, you had to kill Dre there. That's really. If you don't kill Dre, you end up at the bottom left. So
I see what you mean. Yeah, so this routing is actually pretty
really
brutal.
bad. This is bad for him. Yeah, he has to have killed Dre right there.
Well, in terms of coping for a close match here, I'm kind of hoping that there is no Kraid and Kraid.
Oh, there's still stuff that can happen here.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Kraid.
Okay, Kraid's
oh wait,
here.
no, that's good. That's good for it being closer, right? Because
because I think Oats is probably gonna do criteria, right?
Right.
And then Oats is going to skip wreck ship, I think. Whereas I think derp has to go in.
Okay, so this might get us to the closest match possible. Again, guys, I'm not really rooting for one person to the other, but I just want it to be close. And I think in terms of making it close, this was the best case scenario. Kraid is here, which means derp has to check wreck ship because derp does not know where Phantoon is. What in the?
Oats that was a little too fancy here.
I'm actually worried for Oats.
He's gonna be a little. This is not a good way to do the power bomb.
This is really scary right now. I think.
Yeah. He'll be fine.
He'll be well. Yeah. Takes another tail hit suddenly. That was pretty funny to go for that little ice. Okay, he's kind of got something cooking now. Ooh, it's making me nervous, but yeah, he's cooking something up. Okay, it's red. It's red. All right, so derp on his way to Kraid. Like we said, derp kind of just has to, unless derp somehow saw a dead save in Meridia. I think derp just has to check wreck ship.
Oh
my god, that was so close. That was really close.
That was the back of it.
That was like the pixel perfect worst type of grab I've seen. It was like very close to getting smacked again. And then the tail could have hit and it could have been curtains. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so I think Oats definitely made a few mistakes in this one. I think those were actually hard to see.
I didn't see it. Yeah, I didn't see it. So what Eddie is talking about, there was definitely some really interesting routing here, but you wanted to kill Dre. I would have saved Dre probably for later, and that ends up being a huge mistake because of how it loops. So Oats has a pretty big backtrack ahead of him, regardless. But if Oats can just immediately get to this, I mean, the map's pretty bad too. So if Oats doesn't have a nice save here, we'll see.
Yeah. So
map's actually kind of brutal in Torian, right?
Now there's several things. We really don't know what's going to happen until the end, right? There's several things that can go wrong for derp.
There's so much that's going on.
Derp's probably doing wreck shit, right? We don't know how bad that is going to be. It could be really easy. There's a very good chance it's very quick.
Yeah, right? I mean, wreck ship is generally smaller, so it could just be free.
Oats is kind of
issue number one, maybe? No, he's fine.
The other thing is, will derp go into that long route that baits you to the map that happened to Oats?
Does this work?
This is really scary, actually. No, he's good. Yeah.
That's so cool.
I wasn't sure if there was going to be a lip that would stop you. Because if you got stopped in the middle,
if you got stopped in the middle, that'd be really bad.
It'd be really bad.
You'd be in a lot of trouble. All right, he's getting the save. I like that.
Okay. So how long does it take for derp to traverse the regions that Oats has a good chance of skipping? And will derp take that really bad route to Meridia?
Yeah.
And is that all going to be enough to offset the kind of routing mistakes that Oats made here? That's the question, right? And we won't really know until we get a little bit closer.
Yeah, we have to start seeing.
Yep.
I mean, derp feels so close, but it just really depends how this goes for Oats.
There's a good chance that derp has a lot more game to play because he's going to explore a lot of stuff that Oats may be able to dodge. Has a good chance of dodging, actually.
Now, what's going through your mind if derp skips wreck ship here?
I don't know. Derp is just playing for the ultimate time of all, let's just gamble, let's just go for the Hail Mary that, but I don't think he would do that. So
he shouldn't really need to feel pressure, in my opinion. I think what he's doing is fine. in my head, you know, I feel fine if I'm derp. So
I think Oats is about to blind wreck ship. He might blind wreck ship here.
Oh, that's
which is not good.
So horrific. If he blinds wreck ship here, it's like kind of currents. Is this wreck ship?
I think it is.
Oh, it's really bad.
Oh, that's not good. This is what he was supposed to dodge.
Oh no, it's actually big time curtains unless he can somehow bail here.
And I think it makes sense too that he did this, because you know you could go up and right to the map, or you can go right to the map. And he just chose to go right. He was supposed to be able to dodge this, so this is now looking. I don't know how you come back from this. This is really bad. So Derp is now gonna have to make the same like bad trek in Meridia for the map that Oats did, essentially, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if Oats has a pivot save either. I don't think this is looking for good for Oats.
He did save an Aqueduct, but this is just so bad. It's just like, this is literally his only advantage. Oh, this is so brutal.
Okay, so we're gonna see.
The map was far enough to where I think it could have been okay to like not do it. I don't know if it was better in Torian though.
When you get in here, I think you got to go for this map.
Yeah, I probably would too.
You kind of have to. Okay, so Derp is just following behind. Oats is going to be pretty behind, and Derp is definitely thinking that this is Fantoon.
Yeah, you just get out of there immediately.
Okay.
Oh, and he's running now.
He's got to run it back. Yeah. Oh,
well,
Derp probably has to pivot. Yeah, but I don't think it's. This isn't like super long, so I think he's just gonna run it back. Oh, he's going up.
He's grabbing the major.
Oh, he's grabbing the major. Because I guess it could be like Varia or something. Or it could. Yeah, if it's really close, I think it makes sense. I don't know if he has to do this.
It's only for grab though, right?
Yeah, which Derp has. So.
Oh, Kurt.
This is not looking good. Yeah. They're gonna get. He's gonna get
this tough.
All right,
space is actually decent. I don't know if it saves the time on this trek, but it's close maybe.
Yep.
Oats with space is strong. That's for sure. Space speed and high jump is really strong. But yeah, this is tough.
Okay. So. At the end, Derp still has to. It looks like it's like Derp is like massively far ahead, and Derp is ahead, right?
Yeah.
But it's still a little hard to gauge exactly how far ahead he is, right? Because Derp still has to do Fantoon.
Yeah.
So how long will it take for him to find Fantoon? I think Derp is like saying, please, please. Derp is. Do you see Derp?
Yeah.
He was like, please be Fantoon, and I think now he's like really stressing out.
Oh, he doesn't have a great save out.
Yeah, so Derp is stressing out right now.
Yeah,
because Derp was like really hoping that was Fantoon. I think he felt really bad about that, right? He doesn't know that he's in a really good spot right now.
Right.
Now that being said, it looks like Oats is like super dead, and I do think Oats is behind, right? Because he's got to kill Dre, and he missed
the Dragon kill is what is probably the most brutal. I think if he had that boss down, it would feel a lot closer to me.
There's two things that are that's really hurt Oats here, right? The Dragon, not killing the Dragon right away.
This is so tough, dude.
And then the double trek to the dead end.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the game. That was a really, really significant time loss. And Derp may do one dead end trek, right? But he's not going to do two because he's not going to have a power bomb issue.
Right.
So yes, he may get destroyed by the map, and I can guarantee you if that happens to Derp, he's gonna be in massive agony. Like you'll see on the face cam that he's gonna be like, I just lost.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is Oats essentially did that twice, which is like as bad as it can kind of get.
He did do it twice.
Yeah.
With like no items, so he had to be careful and stuff.
Yep. So at the end of it, we'll see. We'll see how far behind Oats is, but Oats should be a good chunk behind right now.
Pretty sure this is also a dead end that Oats is heading towards.
Yep.
This is brutal.
Yep. That happened to Derp as well.
And Derp had a load here. Oats doesn't.
I think the load was back in Aqueduct.
Yeah.
which is probably faster to take here.
Oh no.
Yeah, agonizing.
Yeah, derp's is hauling though. I think it's like too much, but we'll see. It's actually so brutally tragic that Oats went to wreck ship. Like Eddie said, once he was in there, he kind of just had to do it, right?
Yep.
So
yeah, you can't. It would be crazy not to do that. That would just be that would be a mistake to do that.
Right.
You know what's kind of like crazy? If like Oats kind of like went up one more door, right? Like by accident, you would just get to the map instead. And instead now we're kind of in like worst case scenario situation.
I think he's not even heading towards the map. Pretty sure. Because he has to take that elevator.
It was the toilet. So yeah,
is it this way? Oh, this is right. Oh, my bad.
All right, so where's Derp heading?
Derp's just heading back to Meridia. Just hauling
all the way to Meridia. And then we'll see if he takes the bad route, because that would give a little bit of time back to Oats. This is interesting, right? Because I think for all intents and purposes, like the route that Oats kind of tried to take was the best route. It's just there was a few flubs along the way. First of all, the map lost him a lot of time because he committed to it and then kind of got burned twice in a really bad way. But getting that Fantoon was definitely advantageous. But unfortunately,
saves here is so brutal. Like
it is.
If Oats had a save at the start of this, it would actually be like a completely different race. But
well, I think Derp also had the same save, and Derp actually took the Aqueduct reset.
Yeah.
So I guess Oats is choosing not to do that one this time.
He would lose his space, but I don't know. It's probably good. Because he could have done it 3 times now, because he went to wreck ship. He could have reset. I don't know if it would have been faster, but maybe. So he actually just went all the way to the end of each of one of these and ran it all back. I think that's like way too slow.
I think Derp is doing it. He's doing the Oats route at the beginning, so he's going to give some of that time back.
Okay.
But Derp is definitely going to... I don't know when his last save was, so he may have to run this back as well.
Yeah, probably hasn't had to save.
But it depends on when his save was, so... and running it back does suck. So running it back would be
running this back.
Yeah, but he may
power bombs are starting. You start to get a little scary.
Oh, so the big
power bomb here actually.
Yeah, there's a. Well, there's a and Derp is. He's probably getting. Here's the thing. Derp was in agony when he saw that wreck ship was not Fantoon. So when he sees this dead end, like I guarantee you, he's gonna. He doesn't know he's in a really good spot, right?
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, like you're gonna see his heart break the moment he sees that dead end.
This is crazy, and it just so obviously looks like the map.
Yep.
Oh my god. This is actually like this.
He's gonna yeah, we got all eyes on Derp webcam right now. God. He's gonna be in pain.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh, he has to run it back. Crazy. Oh my goodness.
Crazy.
Oh my gosh.
That is so nuts.
Okay.
It's also gonna like have to use every power bomb to get out too.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Okay, so Oats taking the I think the correct the criteria entrance to grab this map. Oh no, okay, that's what happened last time. That's why Derp had to double back into the other criteria entrance because it was in the middle of wreck ship to get to the map.
Ah, crazy.
Oh man, so if Oats just had that Dragon kill taken care of, this would have been so much closer, I think.
Yep. Dragon kill and no wreck ship scam. Yeah. The wreck ship scam really makes me sad because that whole advantage is like gone.
Okay, so Oats sees exactly what he has to do.
Yep.
he's in that. I have a feeling Oats is going to be playing Map Rando in a while after this series.
He already said he wasn't planning to, and after this, I think it's
Yep.
But yeah. That run back was crazy. That's such a funny and insane map. Just a single way map. That is insane.
You have to scroll right to see the rest of the map. To see how far you came, you have to scroll right, which is crazy. All right. So yeah, this path is a little trolly to get back to Kraid.
Yeah.
But derp on the way.
Yeah, not much in terms of cope. Oh, I'm actually a little worried about Oats right now.
He's got a crystal flash if he needs it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this route to Kraid actually does suck a lot.
It does. It's really bad.
Not as bad as that Meridian map, but
right.
This is pretty bad. These rooms are pretty horrible.
Yeah. Oats, I mean, they're like pretty sizable lead now. It's just he just needs to do Fantoon and then head back to Mother Brain. Again, another really like tough seed. I mean, all these decisions it's tough. The map structure obviously not simple at all. Yeah, the Dragon kill is also like brutal. Like Oats
the Dragon kill is
maybe have actually caught up a little bit if not for the Dragon.
Yeah. So essentially, if you're trying to figure out what the time loss is on the Dragon kill, think as if right now Oats could just now kill Dragon right this second. Like the Dragon room is right here for him for free, right? So he kills Dre and now he heads over to Mother Brain. That's essentially what it would have been if Oats killed Dre right there on the spot.
Yeah.
And that means Oats would be on Dre right now as Derp is on Fantoon. And then they would both head to Mother Brain after this. And that's what the time difference would be. So that's essentially how close it would have been. But Oats is going to have to Crystal Flash.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to have to be 70.
Oh, Derp had Grav here, huh?
Yeah.
Nice. Well executed from Oats here.
All right, gonna refill up the ship. Gonna head back.
Yep. Now Oats does need to go back into Bryn, I think is where Dragon was. A little bit of a backtrack here.
Yeah, the not being able to kill Dre there, just that's a pretty brutal run. But I think given the early game kind of flubs, he was kind of in a bad situation. You can't really fault him for that, right? I think I would have probably taken the second path, but like you can't really fault him too much. It was just kind of like
it really looked like it was heading towards the map. So like it's not necessarily like, I don't know. I understand.
Yep. All right. So Derp.
Where did Derp get Grav? Because Derp had Grav here. I forget where Derp got it, but Derp did have Grav for this. I remember. Oh, left of ship. Okay.
Ultimately, I don't know if that's going to be like the biggest deal.
No, it doesn't really matter. I just was curious. Well, all right. So it's not too far. It's like towards the beginning of the game, right? Is where Mother Brain was. Derp does have charge and plasma, so ammo's not really too much of a concern here at all. He has Varia and 7 tanks, so shouldn't really be any obstacles for Derp here.
Nope, not at all.
Probably, nope. Okay, skipping the save, so being confident.
Yep. Straight back to Mother Brain, who might be through GT.
Actually, the map. So maybe not seeing the easiest routes.
Yeah.
Potentially.
We'll probably just go cook GT with charged plasma. You can do that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, some slow rooms for Oats actually. Gravity definitely would help out.
Yeah.
So Oats,
yeah,
the derp ultimately getting a lot of advantages kind of here and there.
Yeah.
And now we're kind of seeing the culmination of all that happen right now as Oats has to go and collect the Dragon kill.
Yeah, and gravity could matter here too if he falls. Whoa. Okay. Pixel perfect.
Skimming the top. All right.
Oh, Derp was able to dodge GT.
Nice going alongside. A little bit of a
yeah,
it's kind of annoying how to get there.
Yeah, this is a bit of a round. Actually, maybe regretting not getting map now, even though this is probably it. But I'd be like, oh, geez, like, how do I actually get there? But yeah, looking good now. This was just the route. Like, it looked weird, but this is what he's had to do.
I think ultimately this would have been reasonably close. I think if Oats did kill the Dre earlier, Derp would have.
The wreck ship burn was actually out of control because he had to run back from it and even went out of the way to get the major. I think that was like huge. That Oats needed that because that was his advantage of killing Fintoon early.
Yeah,
and, that's not didn't matter.
And that's, by the way, that's not something that
it's not a mistake or anything. It's just
no,
like that's
and
the way it worked out.
That's not even Derp getting lucky. That's like Oats sort of just right, because that's nothing that Derp did.
Yeah, it's not Derp.
Right? Derp had to still do wreck ship. It's just could Oats have chosen to go up the elevator? He would have dodged the wreck ship check because he would have done criteria first.
Right.
But Oats just chose to go right first. So that doesn't affect what Derp did. Actually has no effect on that. It's just Oats chose to go right instead of up. And both.
Yeah, Derp actually played clean. I would say Derp played like very sound and like, just like, normal. He didn't really do anything crazy. He just played the game, routed. It was again another like difficult seed. I think these seeds were like not easy, any of them.
The only thing that Derp may have done that others don't is Oats went for the Meridian map, and I think that's perfectly reasonable as well. But the way that Oats kind of approached it really hurt him. Yeah, essentially. But Oats would have gotten a theoretical advantage out of doing the wreck ship first. Unfortunately, he dodged the advantages that he would have gotten. Look at this.
A 310 escape.
Yeah.
Again, another stressful escape probably. Derp's like, oh, okay, here we go. Because Derp was on the escape last time when Oats won, so this must actually not feel great. I would feel kind of miserable if I was Derp right now.
Yep.
Another long escape that I just lost on.
Yep.
Yeah, he's looking at the race time. Yeah, he's gonna look every door transition. I'd be staring at that thing.
So I wonder if Derp could actually fail an escape and still win.
Oh, well, actually, Oats is like at Mother Brain. It's crazy how,
No, so he couldn't. He definitely would not be able to. Yeah.
Derp is not paused.
Nope.
What a monster.
Yep.
That's pretty impressive, I think. I think this map's like a little weird, so I'm impressed.
As long as he makes it into criteria, he's going to be good. Given how criteria was sort of isolated in that sense, so probably was able to remember that.
I'm expecting a pause here. Let's see. I love the checks. It's funny because it's so relatable. I just be doing the same thing, just checking the race time because it's such a long escape.
Yep. So basically, he's got to find his way into Aqueduct, which goes into Turian, and then left of Turian is the criteria entrance. So if he remembers all that, he's not going to have to pause.
I mean, I already find this to be incredibly impressive, honestly.
So here we go.
Pause.
Turian. Yep, Turian top left.
Literally pauseless.
Yep. He takes the bottom left entrance into criteria.
Yep.
Because he doesn't.
I think from here he'll probably do the most. So it should be fine.
Yeah, he did pivot to the save, to the Aqueduct save a lot, so I think he just kind of has this on lockdown.
This is, I mean, regardless, I'm impressed. All right, is anyone else impressed in chat? Derp, 310 escape, no pause. 310 escape, no pause. That's probably one of the longest timers I've seen without a pause.
And this is where Oats is going to get stressed out when he says
Like,
the
that's
3-minute
insane.
one. Justifiably so. Yeah. And this is it. This is it.
No pause. This is crazy. It's awesome. What a monster.
All right. So here we go. Derp now at the ship. And
there
Derp
it is.
Is going to take game 3.
Yep. Derp with the GG's first place, game 3, winning 2-1. Oats acknowledging it. Looks like Oats handling it with some good sportsmanship here.
Yep.
Acknowledging the dub.
Oats understood that he was almost certainly behind given what happened. So, yeah. All right. So,
alrighty then.
In the booth, getting thrown in here.
Yo,
what up, Derp?
Hello,
Winner
Derp.
of today's match.
Congrats.
How you doing?
Man.
How you feeling?
Definitely better than I was feeling after that hilarious 10-room hallway into nothing. That's for sure.
Yeah, so Oats actually did that at the beginning of the game. He chose to go for Meridian map.
I had a feeling that might be the case.
He had 5 power bombs, right? So he got through Wasteland with 1 power bomb left. And then it was the pre-230 missiles room, and he didn't have a power bomb for it. So he reset it, he did it again. Got through it, found pit room, found the dead end, and didn't have the power bomb to check the pit room. So
oh my goodness.
Yeah, he cried, and then he got the map early in the game. So we thought he was in a really good spot, potentially, because he got the Fan-Tube map.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
You were making a lot of headway, though, so it was tough.
He didn't dodge wreck ship, unfortunately. So you had a pretty clear lead going there. Yeah.
Yeah, if he had dodged wreck ship, that, like the whole point of him like going there and getting that early, you know, allowed him to dodge a zone, but he was unable to dodge wreck ship, so he went right first just for the map, and he just like had to do. And he didn't have any saves, so he like had to go all the way through wreck ship and then come back. Kind of tough.
The other
thing
you
just played really well in team. I think this round, like you didn't make any like very clear mistakes or anything. You just like played the game and did really well.
You also had
you did overlook Bryn, right, on the second match.
Yeah, I was talking about it in the race room. I just like, for some reason I didn't see any. There were 2 Bryn portals actually. I missed both of them. I thought it was connected to Turian, so I was like, "Yep, I'm just gonna break this. The game's gonna end up here. I'm gonna be fine." And then it's just Dragon and nothing else. And I had to go all the way back to the map anyways to get to Dragon because it was basically connected to the map, so I didn't even gain anything.
Yeah,
it was rough.
Yeah, it was a rough one. And you guys had hard. These seeds were hard, actually. All 3 of them, I thought.
Yeah, I would agree. Those were some rough seeds.
Welcome
up today,
Oats. GG's.
Thank you, GG's.
Those are wild races. Yeah.
Yeah, some pretty nasty maps, but yeah, is what it is.
Yep. I think we all kind of saw what happened, where the time losses were and stuff like that. I think it kind of makes sense. How were you feeling about the games in general, Oats?
So game 3, I took a little risk going right. I can't remember where Brinstar. Basically, just going into wreck ship for no reason, and that was pretty much the difference here. Going into wreck ship when I didn't need to, keeping the items and leaving. So that's, yeah. I was trying to have a little fun. Turns out Kraid wasn't there. So yeah. That's what did me in on this one.
The kind of lack of saves there was a little bit brutal. Because you went and killed Fantoon early and got the map, which you did struggle a little bit getting because that long, nasty one way into nothing. But that would have been like a pretty big advantage for you because Derp didn't do that and left. And so we were definitely hoping that you would not get into wreck ship, but with how the map was and you just going right, that ended up being just like a pretty big punish. Like you didn't really get your reward for killing Fantoon and getting that map early, so that was a little bit of a bummer there.
Yeah, my hope was that derp didn't do that and he went up. So basically the same thought process, that he would have to be finding Fantoon, or looking for Fantoon rather.
Yep.
And I know that like once I blinded Wreck Ship, that Wreck Ship is kind of it's either hit or miss, right? Like it could have a boss, and I know that if Kraid's there, I know I'm just winning. Just right off the bat, I'm just winning. Because of the early Fantoon find. Is my assumption anyways. But turns out, it was essentially nothing, and there were no saves. So I couldn't even revert, which I think that cost me about 5 minutes.
It was tough. Yeah, I'm not too sure how much time it lost, but that was like definitely the biggest burn of the race for sure.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, Derp played pretty well and didn't really make any mistakes. But you didn't have that early Fantoon, so. Yeah, I mean, I felt like all the maps were actually a little bit crazy. The first one, you guys both kind of like were making interesting decisions, and like it was flopping back and forth the entire time. Like you guys should rewatch the races. It was pretty fun to like commentate and spectate, because of like the decisions. You guys were like swapping massive leads. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how much I'm looking forward to it, because like those first two games, I was making a lot of silly mistakes. I felt like that last seed I played really well, given how silly it was. But first two were less.
You guys did a lot of the same thing the first seed. So I imagine going through both your heads, you're like, oh well, like I did all this, made these escapes, did these check, last location morph. But it was funny because you guys both did that. So I would imagine like while racing it, you'd be like, okay, well, I'm cooked. I probably found more 5 minutes later.
Yeah. But the first seed I think was pretty tough to kind of deduce logically, because the weird thing was the gate was not in logic with the 10 supers at the time.
Yeah.
That's where things got kind of weird. But there's also a map in that direction, so it's kind of hard to say no. So things were kind of weird in that situation.
I've never seen a Fantoon kill in that one. I forgot about that.
Oh, that was funny. But Oats actually had to kill GT because he went through the green gate into red caterpillar. So you guys kind of offset each other there, which was kind of amusing. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the one where I wasn't thinking going through the green gate is obviously well, it's not obviously. There is a potential to get out bottom left. But you generally wouldn't do that. That's pretty much, I think, where I lost game one, is going through the green gate.
So it's funny because you did that, and that lost you time because you had to kill GT.
Yeah.
But Derp actually, because if you remember Fantoon, you guys didn't have morph, but you can get the Fantoon map in Crab Hole, but you can't it's like divided because you can't go through the hole.
Yeah.
So Derp actually killed Fantoon and then like got the map and then reset. And then reset the Fantoon kill.
I just didn't save in between. That was a little bit tragic.
So there was like one more thing that happened to you, Oats, that I think. Oh, Oats, you getting the Dragon kill, and we thought you just automatically won, because I don't know if you knew this, Derp, but Oats is like one of the few people in the entire world that knows how to baby skip with that loadout.
That was actually
he got punished for it. Because remember, Derp, you're trying to pause abuse it and get through, and then we're like, okay, I can't do this, and then you have to reset the Dragon kill. Oats is like one of the few people in the world that's going to get out with the Dragon kill and keep the map, and he goes to Norfair without speed. So
that
actually burned him.
Oh, you had speed going
it burned him really bad.
Yeah, like right next to
oh my god,
because you reset the Bubble Mountain and you have the map and you sack the Dragon kill, but you're next to the majors now.
Yeah, because Derp had to reset that, Oats. So it was just like bad luck for you, basically, because you had the skill to get through, but because you did that, you don't check the majors. It's just time to go Norfair because you're in go mode essentially outside of speed. But Derp like kind of went to try, but just like couldn't get back out, had to reset the Dre. But because he did that, he obviously goes check Mama Turtle majors and it's speed.
There's so you end up losing to everybody because you could do that. Nobody else can, because there's no way to farm back up unless you're going to farm the big hopper. So you have to reset the Dre kill. That was we thought that was really crazy how that worked out.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Funny
I
enough,
love how I just get punished for being able to baby skip the most difficult loadout. That's awesome. That was such a bad backtrack too. Like that took forever to get back.
It's what cooked you that game. That was. However, you should still do it in the future because it like will usually work out. It's just like the speed lock was just horrible.
Well, yeah. I mean, that is so unfortunate that it's a speed lock and it's the save is right there.
Funny
I don't
enough,
know if you
the second game, the speed lock actually like I thought you were gonna lose it, Oats, because I was like, Oats is getting speed locked again, and he's like probably like I'm gonna lose again to speed lock and like lose my mind. At least that's what would be going through my mind. But it actually ended up like sort of hurting Derp more because Derp like didn't get to Brinstar for way too long. And when you guys were both like backtracking for speed, Derp just like did it way later.
Yeah. It's interesting how that all played out because so Derp actually, I don't know if you remember Oats, but when you get to Wreck Ship, there's the Bryn connection, but it's kind of like down below an elevator. So Derp actually missed the Bryn connection and he didn't see it. So he just went straight to Turian. And he was convinced at that point that the game ends by doing Turian into Bryn and you find Dre Mother Brain. So he had Wave and Plasma, so he did the little like glitch where the one-way glitch. And then he dead ended at the map in Dragon and he's like, wait, there's no Mother Brain here as well. And then he saw Bryn and it was like, uh-oh. But
he said to go back to Norfair to find speed. So like I was telling Eddie that even if Derp found Bryn early and saw it, I didn't think Derp would have gotten the majors. He would have killed Fantoon, saw Mother Brain, and probably went back to Torian, where Dre would have been. So I don't know if it would have like mattered a ton, but Derp would have at least found the majors sooner, but still would have had to do the backtrack.
It was interesting because that game kind of came down to where the speed location was, because Derp did the sand pits early, and there was a major to the left of Norfair, and if that was speed, then Derp would probably have won. But because speed was sort of in Bryn, which honestly is more, that's probably the more fair location because Derp accidentally skipped it. It kind of ended up you ended up winning that one, Oats, but it was more likely that you were going to end up winning because there was only one major left in Norfair and there was a few in Britain, so it makes sense. It was interesting, and in the end, like all these matches were still really close, so it was really cool.
It was really close. I mean, it was kind of like, I would say these matches kind of show like how fickle map randos can be. Like this is like just these little decisions like influence the game so much, and you guys were like never really synced up until like the end of the game, so it was pretty cool.
Well, so I have a question.
Go ahead.
I was wondering how you guys all felt during the escapes, because we had some of these long escapes, and I know both of you were probably feeling like, oh shoot, like, you know, I didn't feel good about this one, but you know what? They haven't finished yet, and I'm on the escape, and then you get like a 2-3 minute timer on these races. Just wondering how you guys felt when you saw that, both of you.
Yeah, I mean, I hate long escapes. Like the last one was the longest, and it's like, wow, I know that the wreck ship killed me, so I was like, there's no way I'm not getting sniped here. You know, it's pretty brutal. And game 2, I thought for sure, because of the huge backtrack for speed again, which is like, you don't see speed locks that often, and to get 2 in a row is like very annoying. So yeah, it's very unfortunate, but yeah, basically long escapes are anxiety inducing.
Yep.
Derp, I'm wondering how you felt. I think we got a glimpse of your camera when Wreck Ship didn't have Fantoon in game 3. I think you looked pretty upset about that one.
Yeah. I mean, I generally like longer escapes. Like, I think I did all 3 escapes pauseless, or maybe 1 pause for the.
I know you did the last
couple.
one pauseless because I was talking about it the whole time. How I thought it was.
Yeah, insane. I mean, to be fair, it was just like a linear backtrack. I was just following the tiles that I had gone through pretty much. But I know game 2, especially because of the Turian shenanigans, I was, even before the escape, even during Mother Brain, I was like, where is this guy? How is he not finished? Please just be done. Let us go to the next one.
No, it's the speed locks we're killing it. It was just nasty. But yeah.
Oh yeah, Oats, I had one question. One decision we thought we're kind of confused about or curious about. So you saw Ridley in game 2, which was like, and you started collecting, supers and stuff. You went back in criteria, collected a few more X's, and then you had you had like 20 supers at that point, and then you had a decision to like go and search other zones like wreck ship or go back in and kill Ridley. I was surprised seeing you grab X's and then like go wreck ship, because then you did kind of get baited to go in the Bryn instead of like killing Ridley right away. I was wondering like what you were thinking there.
Right. I don't know if we had seen or what we had seen yet in terms of connections. Because my thought was that maybe wrecked ship is kind of a dead end.
Okay.
Or it connects right back to criteria. I can't remember if we already saw that connection. So I know that this is kind of a big loop, but then when I see Bryn way down here, then it's kind of the same thought process that I had about wrecked ship. Is I know, or at least I thought, we saw a connection to wrecked ship from criteria. And Brinstar, I didn't think connected. I don't know if it does. It doesn't. So I was just hoping that Bryn was kind of like the bottom, and then I can kind of clean up that way. So it was kind of a tough, like I in hindsight, I should have just ran back when I had just enough. But I was kind of hoping to hit a point to where I don't find Mother Brain, and I am killing like the last boss or something as I'm going down, and then I need to either loop back through criteria to Meridia to kill, or whatever this was. I think it was Norfair. But
yeah, that makes sense.
In the end, it was all kind of moot because it just becomes like this crazy speed booster hunt. So it's just a matter of who can grab that first. But that was definitely something we were talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's a couple of tough games, like especially 1 and 2. I meant to pick no objectives for game 1, and it was on ban, and I forgot, so I banned no objectives instead of picking no objectives. So that was fun, but is what it is. Yeah, did not mean to do that.
I was wondering about that because I know you were kind of joking about it yesterday on your stream. Like, I'm gonna pick no objectives.
No,
suddenly I was just immediately banned.
No, I was trying to pick it. I forgot it was still the ban phase, and then all right, here, let's pick no objective. Whoops, banned it. So.
You wanted to pick no objectives? Derp, yes. I'll have you know that I did talk to Oats, and I said Derp actually loves no objectives. I don't know if he thinks
I wanted to give him, I wanted to give him something he loves, So that was funny.
Yeah, okay.
Obviously, it didn't end up working out for me, not reading properly or thinking I was on the pick phase of the thing there. But it is what it is. It is tough, yeah.
Well, GG's, guys. I mean, it was a really exciting match, regardless. And Derp, good luck, in the rest of the tournament. Only powerful opponents await you. So,
yeah. Derp, how do you feel about
doing well?
How do you feel about your next matchup between Nitro and Zeb?
Not feeling great. I thought for a while, even though he ended up losing to Aussie, I still think Nitro is maybe the best player in the tournament still. If not, it's up there for sure, which I guess there aren't that many people left.
He didn't mention you, Eddie, so...
Hey.
Well, anyways, I'm not super confident against Nitro, and if Nitro loses to Zeb, then it's like, great, now I get to play Zeb instead. This isn't any better.
Right.
So we'll see. It's going to be tough, but I'm happy to lock in top 4 for sure.
If that happens, we'll just swap you out with Oats for that game. That's what we'll do. Oats being the one to knock Zeb into the loser's bracket.
Kryptonite, I guess.
Good
luck on the future matches, and GG's again.
Yeah, GG's. Thank you.
All right, Emmett. Any last things you want to say before I close this out?
No, just thanks for having me, and thanks for commentating with me, Eddie. And GG's to Oats and Derp. Congrats to Derp. And that's it.
Okay. And I should probably ask you too, Derp and Oats, anything you guys want to say before we close out here?
Just as always, thanks for organizing everything, and thanks for everyone that's been volunteering their time to commentate and track. Really appreciate it. This has been a fun tournament, and I do wish that the closeout is a fun one and entertaining. So thanks.
Shout out to my capture card audio for breaking in 2 different ways, apparently. I didn't know that could happen, but my bad once again that my audio is consistently awful. It will get fixed eventually for sure. But yeah, GG's to all the people who have been putting in the hard work for running this tournament. Eddie and the others, Aussie, Nevdi. Also shout out to NN, tracking as usual. He tracks everything, I swear.
All right. Well, GG's guys. Thanks everyone for joining us for this awesome match between Oats and Derp. This was the losers quarterfinals. Derp is going to be going up against the winner of Nitro and Zeb, which has yet to be played. That's going to be played tomorrow. And then the winner of that is going to be playing Aussie for the losers finals. And the winner of that will end up playing me. So really exciting. We got really strong matches coming up as the tournament is going to be nearing its end. But thank you all for being here. Thank you, Emmett, for doing comms with me. Thank you, Anand, for tracking, and all the staff at SpeedGaming. With that, we will see you next mission.